can't beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sink 3-pointers, money shots, all net, all vets. Bumps we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept a storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting on magnetic fields and interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and development like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube and fade to black, yeah, the truest hue. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual Clarence 13X, a worthy guess. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree. In the wilderness of North Amex, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson.
The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums, like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers, fabric softener. Jive turkeys, popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch stores type. For that soft right, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like porch lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, oh yeah, the scorched type. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descendant of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind that the waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom. Bless.
Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. And welcome to What the F Wednesdays, WTF Wednesdays. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host for this evening, Brother Red Pillar in the building. Shout out to everybody on this beautiful day. Yeah, man, we are finna have a wonderful, wonderful time. You already know I am elated. I am enthusiastic. I am very, very happy whenever our good brother RAS comes back on the platform. It is a holiday, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? It's always a holiday for us. You know what I mean? Y'all been asking for the brethren. I've been getting emails. They've been hitting me in the comments. You feel me? On the live when we be talking, I see it. Where's RAS? Where? So the brother is in the building, and we are going to have a beautiful build and whatnot. But before I bring RAS on, I definitely want to get everything. I want to, let's say that I want to create the, you know, when they painting a wall and they have a primer. Yeah, so I want to paint the primer. I want to lay down the primer. So when the brother comes on, he don't have to do too much explanations. All right, but let's get into the first video so we can understand about this eclipse. Let's go.
And dotes for eclipse season. Let's get into it. We got this. We have a total solar eclipse in Leo, August 12th. Then we're ending eclipse season with a partial lunar eclipse in Pisces. Let's get into it. The first due of the eclipse season this August is to remember that before a beginning can happen, an ending has to occur. We have to find a resolution. And in that process, we may even see a resurgence. And so that's what's going to be happening, especially around this total solar eclipse in Leo. What the South Node does is that it pulls back the layers. It sheds whatever sign it's in. Now, Leo is a sign about our vitality. It's about where our light comes from. It's about self-expression and what we attach our identity to at the most core level. right? And so if something is off kilter there, that is going to be coming into your consciousness during this solar eclipse in Leo on August 12th. Nothing bad's gonna happen. You're not gonna die. What's gonna die is your fears, right? Your fears are going to be dying with this solar eclipse in Leo, and that's going to feel like you are dying because perhaps your identity is attached to your own obstacles, your own fears, the things that are holding back your ability to be yourself. There's people that might be removed from your life because they do not have your best interest at heart, because they will never give you the validation or approval that you want or the safety to be who you really are, right? This is going to be activating the fixed signs, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, especially the risings, and of course, Leo and Aquarius, especially if you have later degree or early degree placements in these signs. And this is what takes me to my first don't of eclipse season, is to stop performing. Stop performing. This is where you might have to be a little bit humbled. You might have to become aware of your own hubris. What is telling you, actually, no, keep going harder, keep forcing it, keep trying even more. And it's like, actually, you might need to be stepping back. When you feel like you're putting on a costume, when you feel like you're doing something even though you know you shouldn't be doing it, when you feel like you're participating in something that you shouldn't actually be doing, it's keeping you out of alignment. Right? Leo rules the heart. Is your heart still in it? And if not, is it time to walk away? Is it time to revisit something that you've been holding on to for so long? Maybe now that's relevant. Something that's been hiding in your life, something that's been lying dormant in your life is now opening its eye and ready to be summoned. It's ready to be awakened.
In, because all these metaphysical planetary alignments just mean chosen ones. It's time to lock the fuck in, because all these metaphysical planetary alignments just means you're about to step into your power. Because the moment that the sun is swallowed by darkness, that's when the new moon is going to reset the celestial clock of the simulation, which leads to the cosmic radiation meteorite fires crossing through the heavens. When it comes to planet Earth losing gravity for 7 seconds, it's a release of force that kept humanity bounded to the material plane. And in all forms of theology, the number 7 is very prevalent because the number 7 is the embodiment of spiritual perfection, which is the God frequency. All these planetary alignments are signs of prophetic divination for the chosen ones, because all these energies is going to expose the hidden hand of the people who's trying to hold you back when it comes to relationships, friendships, and family members. Because one thing you gotta understand, somebody around you has it out for you, and they made contracts and dark covenants subconsciously with hidden forces that you don't see in the spiritual world. So that means that the more that you level up, the more they're going to get sick. So the more that you step into your power, the more that you step into your purpose and your authenticity, somebody around you is going to get sick, and that is the person that is basically trying to hold you back. So with all that shit being said, chosen ones, that portal of darkness that you had to go through to get to your light, that represents the solar eclipse. And the new moon represents the cosmic reset within you. And then the meteorites is a representation of the activation of the fire within you, which is the soul. And that release is a representation of planet Earth not having gravity for 7 seconds. And that's when you return to yourself, which is a form of recalibration, which is basically a form of resurrection, which is basically interconnected to the story of Christ, because it's actually talking about you, because he was crucified on Mount Calvary, which is a place of the skull, which is Golgotha, because the place of the skull is actually talking about the pineal gland, which is the black dot. The black dot interfaces with the solar eclipse, which is why he was crucified during the time of a solar eclipse, because the story is actually talking about you.
There you go. Shout out to B-Dell. B-Dell will be in Brooklyn in September with Brother Blue Pill. I do have other videos that I'm going to play, but I do have my guests in the building, so I don't want to be rude, ladies and gentlemen. So without any further ado, I want to bring to the stage our good brother, none other than RAS, been in the building. Peace to the God.
Love, honor, and respect.
Honors.
Know the ledge community. Love, honor, and respect.
Hold on.
Oh, shit.
Star Nation.
Oh, drop another one out this mouth.
Look, they on the channel calling you Rostradamus. They're calling you Rostradamus.
Give thanks.
You know what I'm talking about? They're calling you Rostradamus. Those that's tapped in. And they heard your last transmission earlier in the calendar year. Matter of fact, you set off this you set this calendar year off with the predictions and you feel me? The Lion's Gate portal, seventh heaven, the galactical core, all of them things, man. Then you just been chilling in the cut. You feel me? Like a band-aid watching all of these things go down, brother,
I've
man.
been healing, man. I've been healing. I've been doing my best.
That's right.
I've been doing my best to keep my family.
That's right. That's
good.
right.
And it ain't been easy in these times, you know?
Yes, indeed. That's the most important thing right there.
And it felt like, you know what? I can't be public. I felt like I couldn't be in the public's eye doing the healing I was doing. I had to be personal, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's been the sentiment that you just shared with me. A few people that I know have somewhat they've been sharing the same thing.
Yeah,
like
man.
I got the transmission when I went to Colombia, and they were like, you know what? They would, I went and did a little ceremony, and I had to negotiate with the ancestors because they was really trying to tell me to shut it down. And I went back under the medicine and I negotiated with them. And they was like, yeah, well, if you're going to do something, then you're going to have to fall back, turn the camera, just got to do it from an audio only type of place. And I was very obedient to that. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I also shared with the platform that I might take the month of September off. You feel me? Just to get things in order.
Yeah. Because the reality is,
time is speeding up.
In this social media age we're in, we take camera time for granted.
Woo, talk about it.
We think, a happy smile, our best foot forward. That's just how we supposed to stay.
Yeah.
Right? You don't expect no one to come on YouTube crying. You don't expect no one to come on YouTube like processing.
You gotta have your mask on.
Yeah, processing trauma and drama and shit that's in your life.
Yeah.
You don't expect people to come on YouTube doing that shit. So if you're going through it, if you're going through that shit, you crying, your family's going through a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Excuse my language.
It's all good.
It might just be time to put the camera down.
That's a fact.
Go through it. I mean, some people could put on the hat, but even like what that video was just showing, how like you got to be your authentic self.
Yes.
In these times, you can't be no what do they call them, avatars. You can't just be no robotic AI doing they push the button and now you avatar in some virtual reality.
Right.
Nah, man, you gotta live your real reality.
Nah, you really do.
And sad to say, I see a lot of us, we're losing ourselves in our virtual reality. We're lost in our virtual realities.
Yeah. You know what?
But I wanted to build on one other thing that you dropped in one of them videos.
Okay, let's do it.
About Leo.
Before we touch the Leo, I wanted to add on to what you were saying about people losing themselves in digital reality, which translates to the Matrix, right?
Yes.
I would say that to our detriment, right? We were not given a rule book on how to navigate through this new paradigm
No.
This is literally a new dimension, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
As I exist in the second dimension, or as I exist in the physical reality,
Mm.
I simultaneously exist in a digital
In the
reality or a digital
virtual,
dimension,
the virtual
a
reality.
virtual reality, and
Yeah.
people's concept of who I am,
Mm.
the way that they meet me in that digital reality, the
Right.
way that I introduce myself, the way that
Right.
they could come across a video of me in Harlem
Mm.
about 10 years ago, 20 years ago,
Mm.
and that's not the same person that I am right
Him
now.
right here, right now.
Right. So their impression of who I am
Mm.
may be
Mm.
somewhat of an outdated version of myself. And you
Mm.
know, scorpions, we shed our skin, and we constantly are transmuting and changing ourselves, right?
Mm.
The REAL world and the
Mm.
REEL world
Mm.
sometimes is clashing with one
Mm.
another. But I
Mm.
would say this beyond any reasonable doubt, that I could attest, because I just came from an IRL event where there was I was exposed to thousands of people and whatnot, and nothing, absolutely not one thing, nothing on the internet, nothing. There's
Mm.
nothing on the internet that could replace face to face, flesh to
Mm.
flesh, eye to eye.
I
That
agree.
that transaction is not quote
That's the
unquote
real value.
huh?
That's the real value.
That's really the real value,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the real value.
And
Pressing
human
flesh, touching
interaction.
grass,
Yeah.
and seeing people, feeling people's energy for what it is. Or you
Mm.
cannot feel somebody's energy
Mm.
authentically through a screen, ladies and
Through a
gentlemen. That's
virtual
not how it works.
reality. Yeah,
Not
yeah,
through
yeah.
virtual. You could get a glimpse of what it is, and
Uh,
then when you meet them in person, they would either let you down or hold you up. But other than that, you're just getting a sample of what
mm.
people are really vibrating on. You know, that's why they say never meet your heroes.
But, well, it's in the name. It says virtual reality.
Right.
If I was to meet the virtual red pill, what does that
Right.
mean? I'm meeting the almost real red pill.
The almost real. Right.
Almost real red pill out this month. Yeah.
Right.
So you're right. We're in a historic age where the almost reality
Mm-hmm.
is bleeding into our reality so profoundly.
Very profoundly.
It's manipulating
Right.
how we're rooted in our reality.
Yeah.
And if in your reality you got trauma and drama you got to heal from,
It
the
can be
virtual,
exasperated.
yeah, the virtual reality ain't, you don't need, put it down, turn it off, hit the button, leave it alone, you know?
Right.
So,
Right. You're not gonna heal in virtual, lady. I
no,
don't feel that there's not a lot of healing in
no,
virtual reality. No.
no.
Nah.
Especially, and I don't know what it is fully yet, but it feels like authenticity, being your authentic self, is part of the healing.
Talk
Like,
about it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You can't, like, a part of the, what you say, psychodramatic healing we have to do, the ancestral healing. We got to heal our great great grandfather that's in our DNA out this motherfucker.
Facts.
You know, we talked about that at the beginning of the year.
We did.
You know?
Can you revisit that? Because I would love to share something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, Neptune. I think that was in reference to where Neptune is right
Right.
here, right now. That Neptune is at that what they call it, 0 point. 0
0
point.
point.
It's at that 1 degree Aries, the beginning of it all, right?
Right.
And we have said, who in your ancestries was alive last time Aries was at the 0 point? Their life is going to come full circle in yours this life right here, right now,
Mm.
168 years later.
What
right?
year was that again?
It was 18 something. It was around the Civil War era.
Okay.
Let's see, 160. And we're in 26. So that would be 1926 minus 68.
That's 1958?
1858.
1858.
1858. So who was alive in your bloodline in 1858? What trauma and drama were they having to reconcile?
Right.
Right? What were they healing from? What were they uh, growing your bloodline into? What land had they invested in? What industry had they, invested in? What other bloodlines were they hooking up with? For what intention? All of those things is going to be coming full circle this year. We said that in January. And we do think it's still important. Study your bloodline, do your genealogy. And who was alive in 1858? What was they doing? What was their intention? How was they
Right.
living? How was they moving? Because more than likely, it's tied in directly to your intention and how you moving
Right.
right here, right now in this season, you know?
Now,
And quick.
interestingly enough, when you bring that up, that's so enlightening because when I went to Colombia, I believe it was in January, and I went on my hero's journey,
Yeah.
and it was a ayahuasca ceremony. And in that ceremony, I was
Mm,
visited
mm,
by my
mm,
quote unquote ancestors,
mm,
and they
mm,
gave me
mm,
strict instructions too.
mm,
It was it started with my grandfather,
mm.
right?
Yes.
And it went a little bit further back. So wow, that's really gonna make me sit down today and do a full
Yeah, yeah,
meditation.
yeah. Today is a great day with this
Yeah,
eclipse. This is because an eclipse, astrologically, is when the inner world, your inner world, right? It's like right here, right now, right this second,
right,
okay? You're having thoughts that you may or may not choose to share with me.
right.
It's in your inner world. That's, you know, that's between your left hemisphere and your right
And you're
hemisphere.
right. You're in a sanctum.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Like I don't have no place in that, right? It's up to your free will to share with me what's your left hemisphere is saying to your right hemisphere, right? But now there comes a day, right, when what's inside of you gotta come out. Your inner world and your outer world are linked. Your sun represents the outer world, right? Didn't it go dark? Then and that's some of the rap for the day. The sun goes dark and the eclipse, But that's what that represents. Your inner world
And you're
can't
out.
nobody see.
Right.
Putting a veil, like not really a veil. What would that like covering?
A covering. A cloak.
Yeah, a cloak. Imagine if your inner world was your cloak to the outer world. That's what today is.
Mm. Okay. That darkness.
That darkness that represents your inner world.
Right. Triple darkness.
You wearing it on, your sun represents what people see.
That's right.
What people
Going back to
see,
that master we was talking about earlier,
help me.
when we were saying that people are wearing masks
Oh,
on the
yeah,
internet, and we have to show
yeah,
up with
yeah,
that
yeah,
mask on,
yeah,
that
yeah,
that
yeah.
what, so people, people can see
Exactly.
what we want them to see.
If there's any good analogy for the sun in a person's life, it would be their virtual reality.
Wait a minute. Say that again.
All right. Your external self,
Yes.
right? Where, like you
That'd be your
even,
avatar.
your avatar,
Okay. Your internet persona.
your internet persona,
Okay.
that is represented in your chart by your sun. It's what
Okay.
people see. And now when we look at the sun, it don't matter the time of day, right?
Right.
You look at the sun, the majesty of the sun, it's
Mm-hmm.
majestic.
Very
We're
much
gonna
so.
we're gonna honor that sun, whether it's rising or setting, whether there's some clouds in the background, even if the moon is visible in the sky when the sun is out. What's gonna
Right.
catch your attention? The
Yeah, it's still
sun.
gonna catch you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if you like just we say microcosmically, let's look at our life, right?
Mm-hmm.
In this age, in this social media age, when you see a person online shining, looking
Yeah.
bright,
Glowing.
reflecting their higher self,
Flexing.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right?
Right.
That's the sun sign.
That's the
Yeah,
sun
yeah,
sign.
yeah. That's the sun sign. And that kind of feeds in to what I said I wanted to build on with this Leo, which I think is it's important for, what do you say, for lack of a better word, us as indigenous people or us as black people in America. We got to
Yes.
pay attention to what's going on with our leadership.
Mm.
Because Leo rule leadership,
Leo rules leadership. Yes.
those in authority, right?
Yes, sir.
And, I'm not sharing this to call no one out. Please don't misinterpret my intention on saying this because my heart is aching
Yes.
when I see ones in our community, specifically, we say the conscious community,
Yes, sir.
and the way ones who, you know, they assumed leadership positions,
Yes.
either
They
because
stepped into it.
either because they were super intelligent or super, the way they articulated things, it was very magnetic,
The
you know,
delivery, the
their delivery,
presence,
yeah, their presence,
their
their
sun,
sun
how they
sign.
showed up in their
Yeah,
sun,
yeah, yeah. They
the
were shining
persona,
bright. You know what I mean?
right? The persona, right? Very
They were
Leo like.
shining bright. But when I see some of the behavior from those ones, and I see how it appears, like I said, usually when you look at the sun, the majesty of the sun is what you see.
Yes, sir.
They're shining in a non-magnetic, majestic light, man. It's painful to see, you know? Talking
Mm.
about the boy that been wearing them fingernails.
Yeah,
I ain't
yeah, yes.
the one wearing
So
them.
when you said that, it just hit me. So if the sun is his former self, or what we know him or what we saw him as, the eclipse, his sun being
Exactly.
eclipsed, is
Here
him
we
wearing
go.
fingernails and falling
Here
from
we
that grace
go.
and being ridiculed.
That's what I'm talking about.
Ah,
That's what
okay.
I'm talking. And Leo, the eclipse
And
in
Leo,
Leo.
right? Because theoretically, he made the most impact for the younger generation. He was their leader. What I was worried about is the impact of his fall from his position, what it's going to do to the people that he was leading. Because quiet as kept, I'm attached to my master teachers that basically gave me the red pill, regardless of anything. It doesn't matter. I'm always in alignment. I'm always checking on them. I'm always saying their names. I'm always observing them. I don't live vicariously through them, but if they were to falter, it would affect me.
Yeah. Of
Yeah.
course. And it ain't just that one.
It's multiples.
Yeah, look at Umar.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I know Umar. And see, let me say this.
Right.
I don't know Umar is just some nigga in North Philly. Okay?
Right.
My son that passed away, he had epilepsy.
Right.
Right? So he'd have some seizures. Let's say he went to school. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He'll have a seizure and forget everything he learned that day.
Right.
So he needed an IEP.
Mm-hmm.
Who did his special ed work? Umar. And all things being equal, I could say Umar is a gifted, special, like, Umar knows his shit, okay?
Yeah.
Like, it's
There's no
sad.
denying that.
Yeah. The YouTube persona and, Cookie Crunch and all that. It's disheartening to see, right? But if he had cultivated, because this is why I say this, okay? Because you have to know my son and know that whole, because my son, we was aware he had memory issues, right?
Yep.
Like he would have a seizure and forget and shit, right? So we was trying to get him to keep an academic log, a little book where he'd write down the shit he had to do, right? And he was resistant to that. Me and mama and different ones like, yo, brethren, keep a journal, keep up, right?
Yeah.
Who
Record it.
who got him to use the academic journal? Umar. And why? Because he would meet when he had his IEP and special ed, he would meet with Umar like every 3 months or 6 months or whatever.
Because he
would
was
wanna
ordained
teach.
as the counselor, correct? In Philly?
Yeah. He was his special ed. He was his special ed. I forgot what all the
Counselor.
technical. Now it's more than a counselor.
Right.
It was more than a counselor. It was his, like, because you had to be a doctor.
Right. You had to be a doctor to
You
take
had to
care.
be
Yeah.
a doctor
You had to be
do
qualified.
this level of works, right?
Right.
And so that's who he was on his IEP team, right? And my son started keeping up with his academic journal to keep up with when he was going to see Umar again.
Right. He was excited about that.
He was excited about seeing Umar. So
Facts.
now, in African-centered education, right, we have
Right.
our own, like, view of our own pedagogy, our own way of teaching, right? And we say our highest pedagogy is called Nkasa Sum Sum, which is, of course, it's an African
And
word.
Casa Sum Sum.
Nkasa Sum Sum, which
Yes.
means to touch the spirit. That ultimately, as an educator, you want to touch the spirit. If you touch the spirit, all disciplinary, like student, like I'm a rebel, all that disappear. You ain't got to tell them what to do. Touch their spirit. I watched Umar touch my child's spirit. Straight up. No, like, you could say what you want
Right.
about Umar and how he moving,
Right.
right? I know from what you say, live and direct,
Live and
personal
direct, real
experience,
life.
real life, off my authentic self experience this thing, not my virtual self. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Not the internet.
No. This was in school dealing with, because sad to say, the reality is if you're a parent with a child who has a medical condition
Yes.
and it's mental, part of it's mental,
Yes.
right? That the room for lack of impact, your ability to have an impact in that child's life is there. All other issues and dynamics within your family got to be calculated in that shit.
Right.
You know, that's the reality.
It's the reality.
Where someone who's a professional who knows how to in casa sum sum touch the spirit, right? They might have a significant impact in that
Right.
child's life. I experienced that shit with Uma. I did.
Right.
I don't care what no one say about the man. I'm disappointed in some of the things I see on the outer net with Umar, right?
Right.
I am. But, and I guess why I'm even bringing it up, because this is issues of leadership
That Leo.
and Leo.
Because
After
him and
Umar is a
Polite are
Leo.
Leos.
Yes. Like, we're having to face and deal with that thing. Our community is having to ask questions around authenticity and leadership.
Yes.
And, you know, that Leo part of ourself, not only as individuals, but as a collective, right?
Right.
Because Leo rules our collective on a
The
lot of levels.
collective. Yes.
Yeah. You know, it's the sign of the sun, our external self. And what does our external self do? It brings the collective together,
Right.
right? So we're having to face that,
Right.
deal with it this eclipse season. And it ain't easy. Particularly, I seen the other boy with the fingernails. Oh man, that thing was disheartening. Because
Yeah.
even though I didn't know him, right?
Yes.
I did study him.
Yes.
And I remember, if I remember a long time ago, you wanted to link me with that, or maybe it was your brother.
Yes.
One of y'all wanted to link me with that brethren to talk with him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yesterday on my show, I expressed, my sadness, right? And, I explained to the fam who may not have been familiar that when the brother first popped out, I was I stepped into the role of an elder and I
Yes.
embraced him.
Yes, I remember
And
that. That's what I'm
yeah,
talking about. That cycle when you was going through that.
yeah. I embraced him and I offered advice to him. We kind of fell out over Polite. He wanted me to do certain things and it didn't happen the way that he wanted it. And
Right.
we handled it the way that we wanted to handle it. And as a result of that, that drove a wedge between us.
Yeah.
And when him and Sinetta went after when they clashed and whatnot, that was also somewhat of a, I just kind of start falling back because I started to see things
Right. It was
was moving
getting
in a direction that it didn't
yeah.
start out as.
Yes.
Feel me? But
I remember.
it was very disheartening. And I'm you know, there's three things that is still bothering me. One is
Mm,
the response to the community.
mm,
However, I'm not gonna act like the community is completely in its wrong because of what the brother put out. You know what I mean? We are in this Saturn retrograde.
mm,
So I'm taking my feelings out of it and I'm just
mm,
observing it for what it is. You
mm.
know, one of the overarching themes of Saturn retrograde when I dove in was that, you know, the father's coming back to
That's
collect. He's
right.
gonna
The
spend. He's
past.
yeah. He's
That's
coming.
right.
He's going to, unless you clear
Mm,
that slate and you
mm,
offer some type of apology and you
mm.
begin to, you know, humble yourself.
Right.
You're gonna be ridiculed. You're
Mm,
gonna be disciplined in public
mm,
because
mm,
Saturn is not gonna do it in private. It's gonna do it in public.
mm.
You
That's
know,
a
it's
part of
gonna
what
do
we're
it,
seeing.
huh?
That's a part of what we're seeing
Yes,
within our
yes, yes,
leaders, the ones who have fallen in the leadership positions in the
yes.
social media age. Oh man. Oh
Right.
man.
Where leadership was, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, because you brought up the social media age in leadership. So social media is a new age, it's a new era.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, none of us got the orientation
Mm,
on how to quote unquote be, right?
mm,
Leaders through
mm,
social media. We
mm.
were literally looking at
Just
what some of the
yeah.
leaders from before did with their publications,
Mm,
because
mm.
the names like Elijah would come up with the final call, and Noble Drew Ali with
Right.
his warning or his edict about taking control of the media, and then Marcus Garvey with his control of the papers and whatnot. So people just assumed
Mm.
that this was the same
That we
type
could just
of
transition, yeah, into the
right.
media, social media age of
Right,
communicating with our community the same way.
right. Because what we witnessed in the DVD era, and you're from
Mm,
that era, and you're from the
mm.
VHS era,
Right,
the
right, right,
lecture era is what they call it.
right,
That
right.
was not necessarily leadership. That
Mm,
was more about scholarship, ladies and gentlemen. I
mm,
want y'all to be very clear. Nobody had 1 million followers when they were at LIU talking
mm.
to people and they were wearing suits and they had chalkboards and whatnot.
Nah,
They were not worrying about they didn't have followers, they didn't
right.
have DMs.
Nah.
They were not assuming roles of saying that I'm the grandmaster leader chosen by, you know, that wasn't, the delusion of grandeur was not apparently apparent in the lecture circuit, because there was a system inside of that circuit that somehow would correct things.
Yes,
But it was
you're
about
right.
scholarship. It wasn't about necessarily leadership. And I clearly remember Bobby Hemmett saying, he said it a few times, we are not your leaders
Mm,
and do not follow us. You
mm,
feel me? We are
mm,
regular human beings like
mm.
you,
We
everybody in
learning
the
just like
audience,
you. We learning
just
just
like you.
like you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That thing is real. Mm, mm, mm,
And then in the YouTube era, and subsequently YouTube era evolved into social media era,
mm,
then we began to see leaders
mm,
coming forward saying, I lead my people. Pharaoh came to us out of nowhere,
mm,
right? But when he came to us, his name on Facebook was I am Sandra Bland, and he
mm,
came to us with about 40,000 followers.
mm,
He came out of Facebook. This was the
mm,
first time we ever saw something like that. Remember, we were in the YouTube era, and he came to us with a following. And he was accepted. You know what I mean? He was brought in, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, you the truth, you the future.
yeah.
And certain people started
Bright future.
pushing,
Because I
huh?
did look at he came in looking like the bright future.
He
Like,
came in.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He did.
Breath of fresh air.
I was impressed.
Yeah.
That ain't
I
saying a
was.
lot.
I was. I saw the roughness around the edges. I saw
Mm,
the but we dealt with Sarah Suit and Seti before Young Pharaoh. So that type of energy, that chaos energy, that warrior scholarship, that rough around the edges, real thin line between the streets and
Right.
scholarship, we'd
Right.
already experienced because he came and disrupted the community. He was one of the first disruptors. And then when Pharaoh came, they naturally got together because they were similar energies.
Right. Well, I will have to say, and don't take it no way. Again, my intention ain't to hurt no one in saying this. But for me, what I could say on that,
Yeah.
that was a part of that New York City culture.
Yeah.
Like the conscious community scene in New York,
Yeah.
you had to know where you at.
Yeah.
Couldn't you like I went your boy Polite
Yeah.
invited me to a UFO summit
Conference.
in Harlem,
Yes.
right? And I felt when I got up there, I felt like I needed security.
Yes.
I ain't never been to
Event.
no event like that. Throughout the country, I got to travel the country and
Yeah.
speak many places, right? I never felt like I needed no security. I just walked up in the joint, you know,
Right.
where it say solo dolo, right?
Solo dolo from
No,
state
no,
to
no.
state.
I learned. And it's not the same in Brooklyn. Time has told me, building with the Nicholas Brooklyn community.
Looking right. LIU, Nicholas.
Yeah. But when I went to Harlem, and I'll even give you a greater context. My mom tells me her water broke for me when she heard the news Malcolm X was assassinated.
Mm.
I was born. Her water broke the evening of the 21st of February,
Yes.
1965. I was born the 23rd, right? So me walking up into Harlem, not saying I'm Malcolm X reincarnated, no shit like that, but his assassination in Harlem did impact my being here. You understand?
Yes, sir.
My birth and the circumstances around my birth was Malcolm X assassination.
Assassination. That was a pivotal point in
Pivotal
Black
point.
America. A
What?
very pivotal point. That's a
What?
book ending of an era.
Mm. And so when I'm walking up in Harlem and feeling like I need security, it set off a crazy.
Alarm.
Yeah. It was
Yo,
like,
the elders wasn't safe.
no,
I'ma just be honest with you. The elders were
no,
not safe for a few years in the community, and in hindsight looking back, it's crazy. I used to
mm,
get phone calls from elders, I won't mention their names, but top elders in the community, and they were somewhat, in fear. They were
yeah.
asking me like, "Yo, what's going on?
How should I move? Will
How
you
should I
move with
move?
me?
Like tell me what's really happening." Because once
Yeah.
again, they are observing things through the internet, through the
Mm,
REEL world. And there's,
mm,
they're peeping promotions and marketing, and the promotion and the marketing is akin to the WWF. It's akin to some street shit, you know what I mean?
yeah,
They're watching certain videos, they might see weapons being displayed,
yeah,
shirtless scholars and whatnot.
yeah,
And that wasn't something that they were prepared for, because it was like, where did this come from?
right.
You
Now,
know.
I will have to say, being a young 20 something and going to see Dr. Ben and Ivan Van Sertima and that whole generation of our scholars, right?
Yes, the collegiate ones.
The collegiate one. It wasn't all cookie crunch with them.
Right.
They had their own squabbles, their own,
Right.
uh,
I've heard.
yeah. Like it wasn't, you had to keep all your eyes open on those scenes too, but it was different. It was like they'd probably get slapped down verbally before they get slapped down physically,
Physically, right.
you know? And they had their camps that they were part of and their beefs they had amongst one another, but they would handle it with a microphone and a podium
Right.
first.
But right.
It might get physical. It did get physical a couple of times,
Right.
you know, in the late 80s with, and really it was one in particular they ain't like.
And who was
Ivan,
that?
Ivan Van Sertima.
Yeah, yeah. I've been hearing
And
about that.
they ain't like
The
him.
drama they had with him.
Yeah. Ain't like him. And so there was a time where Van Sertima was not safe. That's real.
There
Coming
was
up
a time
on,
when he was not safe.
he was not safe. Nah.
Wow.
I ain't trying to paint none of our elder scholars in a gangster light, but like Dr. Ben with he was rooted in New York.
Yes. Harlem.
Yeah. So Van Sertima had to be wise how he moved in New York.
Mm-hmm.
That's real. I who likes spreading gossip and shit like that. But no, I
Right.
observed that shit. I witnessed that.
You witnessed it, right.
In what they call ASCAC, Association
Oh,
of
yeah, yeah.
Classical African Civilization, right? Those were some, because I witnessed another phenomenon, right? That is kind of relevant here in Philly. And it's one folk who aren't associated or familiar with ASCAC might can relate to, right? But let's say you was a gangster in the 60s and 70s, like straight up, you was moving some weight or
Right.
you had some hustle, some gangster type hustle going on, right?
Right.
You strong arm for somebody, whatever. You was just into some gangster shit. In the 80s, and even before then, they would put on a cloak of the culture.
Right.
The NOI is a classic example of that. Not every mosque, but many mosques, niggas that were gangsters was, I hope I'm safe saying this because these forces are still active in
Prevalent.
Philly.
Right.
But the Philly Mosque is a classic example of that.
Right. Right.
And you study them niggas down in North Philly and how
Right.
they was moving. And then it was like, yeah, oh, you a Muslim now,
Right.
That's, that's how it kind of went,
Right.
right? So there was a degree of that of ASCAT, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had
It
certain
was
niggas
clicked up.
that was clicked up kind of on that gangster vibe. And then, oh, you a scholar now.
Right.
You're a researcher now, right? And there were a couple of other cloaks they put on,
Right.
but it was the same thing that ultimately, and I know a big part of like a stated mission of some of those organizations is to clean up the community. And so they would say they want ones like that.
Right.
And clean them up.
Clean them
Right?
up. Right.
But ones whose intention was not to get cleaned up, but to look like they cleaned up, they took advantage of.
Right.
That thing is real. That thing, you know?
Right.
And I guess it's even ties in with the whole leadership following, because if Leo is the leader, who's the follower? Aquarius, the
Mm.
opposing sign of Leo,
The
right?
opposing sign, right.
And Aquarius is the masses. It's we are the collective, right?
Yes.
So it is Leo, Aquarius, axis
That axis. Yes.
has been, we say,
Prevalent.
oh man, it's been active for a
Hmm.
long time for the indigenous in America. Like, you know, uh,
Here's an example that I wanted to share about the
yeah,
times that you speaking of with these scholars.
yeah,
Um, it was told to me by Baba Samaj, Rise in Power,
yeah,
that when him and Phil Valentine and the younger teachers came amongst the Dr. Benz and the Dr. Clarks, the City College
yeah,
collective,
yes,
based off of the vernacular and based off of the attire,
mm,
right? They were seen as the same way that somebody might look at the younger teachers that are coming in with the face tattoos or
mm,
they tatted up, you know what I mean?
yeah,
You know, they wearing, you know what I'm saying? They got diamonds and stuff like that.
right,
It
right,
was like,
right,
yo, y'all represent, you know, they were being judged by their appearance because they were coming through with the dashikis, they was rocking the ankhs, and
right,
you know, when you look at Dr. Ben and all of them, they're suited and booted.
right,
They're
yeah,
not doing the outfit. You feel
yeah,
me? They're not doing the cultural dress and whatnot.
right,
They're more so like, yo, where's your scholarship? Where's your
exactly.
books at? Like, what countries have you visited and all of that? So there was a
And
friction.
that was a part of the dynamic between Van Sertima,
Yes,
because you know Van Sertima was a dapper man, suit
yes,
and tie man.
suit and tie man. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, sir.
I'm just affirming what you're saying. Go ahead,
And
Brenton.
then later on, you saw the gathering of the masters with Bobby Hemmett and Khalid Muhammad.
Mm,
So then you had the metaphysical teachers came in because remember, you got Brother Dawood, you got
right,
early Phil in Brooklyn teaching out the brownstone, and you got Bobby flying in. They're teaching, they're not teaching Egyptology, they're teaching a new form of comedic science.
right,
They're utilizing profanity, right?
yes,
And it was a little rough around the edges because they were, and you know, people might not realize it, but they were young ones.
yeah,
And then you have that clash going on with the RBG slash old
right.
school, which was kind of like it's like RBG, Black Power versus metaphysic and occultism. Like, what the hell
And the
is all of
boy,
this?
and then you had characters. See, I'm not familiar with that New York scene too much, right?
Yes,
But in DC at this time, late 80s, you had a character name, but this wasn't his real name. When I ain't gonna say his real name, his government name, but the guy Malik Zulu Shabazz.
oh yeah, Malik Zulu, right? What about Rafu?
Rafu was an elder in this age, right?
Right.
And he had the store. He had a jewelry store.
Mm-hmm.
He was like
Near Howard.
near Howard, yes. So he was like Rafu was like a keeper of the culture.
Rafu is like Sarnetta
Mm,
in some ways
in
out there.
some ways, yes. Meaning now, yes, I could say because one thing about Rafu, you could talk about anything with Rafu at the
Right.
Jewels of a time. You was going to hear anything. Like what I liked about Rafu, he wasn't like locked into any one paradigm.
Right. He moved around.
Yeah, and he allowed, like, let's just say, because back then too, I don't know how, like right now, right today, it seemed like people do less traveling in the cultural community. Them ones used to be, hey, I got a show on. Ones used to travel through DC a lot,
Yes.
right? Like
That was a
the
big
President
market.
Nasi, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all call Baba G?
Baba G now.
Yeah, he's Baba G now. There's different ones. Dick Gregory, he would come through
Right.
there a lot, right?
Right. Dr. Africa.
He wouldn't come through that much. Not
Sabi
in
had an
the
office out there.
he, he had a he had a collective of
Right.
ones living that lifestyle and promoting that
And
the,
promote, the vegan stuff.
the beyond vegan,
The Beyond Vegan life. Right.
the live alkaline Sabi lifestyle.
Because that was super niche back then.
Oh, it's super niche.
Super niche.
Yeah. Like, so more people laughed at Sabi
Then when it was down
than
with the
honored him.
program, I'm
Yeah.
trying.
Like
Yeah.
I see how ones want to be like a known follower of Sabi. It wasn't like that back then.
Facts.
Niggas ain't even really want to be associated with him that much. Or if they were, it was tied in with their money somehow. Like the brethren. Now I'm gonna tell you the community that was in DC. Now in Philly in the 80s, he had ones here, the community of ones here that promoted that lifestyle. They was real Sabians. They was like,
Right. They was
Irene
locked in.
Lantham being the classic example, right? He he built up a big community here in Philly
Yes.
around Sabiism. Aris Lantham. And I still see
Oh,
he's doing this. He in his 70s climbing up coconut trees.
yeah. Baba Reese.
Yeah. Like him, uh, a couple of one who's an ancestor now, right? A next sister, what's her name? She got a spot here in Philly called All the Way Live. She got
Oh,
caught up in that Umar shit because Umar hollered at her daughter. Umar had a baby with
baby
her
by her
daughter.
daughter. I remember that.
Yeah. But they was real Sabians in the earlies.
The early ones. Right.
When ones would jive, like try to clown them. Iris, no, what was the boy's name? It's another one. He's an ancestor now, though. But their food was different. Their food, the way, because they studied directly under Sabi, right? So it'd be like, if you had one of their plates, you'd be full and feeling good for a couple of days after you ate that. I'm serious.
I believe you. I
I ain't
already know.
exaggerating. They put so much life and so much vibe
I already
into
know.
their
Because
food.
when we would
I know,
travel,
you know.
right, and we would eat at certain places where they took us, you know, it was yeah, it was our palates were definitely pleased and we were definitely filled up. Our cells were activated.
Exactly. This is how these brethren were bubbling back then. And sister from All the Way Live. Yeah. Like, She picked a good name for her spot, All the Way Live. Because after you had a plate of Sister Bev, after you had a
Sister
plate of her
Ben.
food,
Yes.
you was all the way live.
He was all the way live.
You was all the way live.
He was
You
lit.
know? Yeah. You know? Yeah. And I will say, going back to Umar, right? How he be talking about the butter pecan, chocolate, like all these beautiful sisters that,
Right.
he run down the list, right? He let a good one go with Mr. Bev's daughter. He fucked up. That's where he fucked up.
Right. And that could be the
Where,
downfall of a man.
yeah. When God give you a baby by a righteous woman from a
Yes.
good bloodline,
Yes.
and you know,
Right. Things don't go as
dismiss it or
planned.
whatever, just play it. Yeah, man. That's a problem.
Mm.
It's a problem that plagues our community with a lot of brethren.
How do you fix that? Like what's the kind of work that goes into correcting
Mm,
things of that nature? Because that's what Saturn is coming to deal with.
it
That's
is.
what the Saturn retro is dealing with.
Mm. Well, I would say a one word keyword that would prevent brothers from having to deal with that shit: commitment.
Mm. Damn. Commitment.
Like, if a woman open up her loins to you, you drop a seed in there, and that seed take hold, that's your commitment right there. You're already committed. Now, whether you're gonna take the responsibility of that commitment,
Right. That's on you.
that's on you. Yeah, we got free, it's a free world, a free will world,
Right.
right?
But the marriage has already happened. It's there. The
If that
connection has
seed,
been made.
yeah, if that seed took hold in that womb, you know, say going back to Adam and Abraham day, going back to, the patriarch Enoch.
Mm-hmm.
That's why back in the day, before this promiscuous society we live in, right? You weren't gonna lay down with a woman that you weren't gonna marry,
Right.
because y'all reach your heights, that orgasmic state collectively. That's we've learned orgasm is orgone energy, right?
Orgone energy. Yes.
Right? And it's the energy of God. It's the energy of the divine. It's the male principle and the female principle coming together and creating something beyond themselves, right? It's a divine act. So if you just trying to get your hardcore jollies on, right? You want some P-Funk. And now, but you don't look at it as a commitment. You just want to get your hardcore jollies on. I know I'm
Yeah.
dating myself. The P-Funk crew can relate, but the Parliament Funkadelic crew can relate. But
Nah, you gotta
you know
talk
what I'm
that
talking
language.
about?
You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If
They
you
know.
if you go at it like that, then yeah, Saturn's gonna be a heavy load to carry.
Yes, it
You
is.
them responsibilities, and Saturn has been kicking our community's ass on that level. I know a lot of families, and a lot of brethren. I know good brethren
Yes.
who I love dearly and respect dearly, and their works are amazing.
Yes.
but the rock they carry on their head and their neck because they're hardcore jollies.
Right.
Man, it ain't easy.
Yeah.
It ain't easy to be a friend and see your other brethren going through shit, right? Now, the rock of marriage ain't easy. I've been married 37 years, brethren.
Congratulations, my brother.
Thank you.
That's
But it ain't
honorable.
been easy. It ain't been easy.
It ain't supposed to be.
Nah, you
Nobody
right.
never said that it was.
And I could see, but I guess why I'm bringing it up. I could see why some brethren don't want to carry that rock.
Right.
But see, the rock get on your neck and around your head when you get in that hardcore. As soon as that life take form
Yes.
in the womb, that's the commitment.
Mm.
As far as the omniverse is concerned, I ain't talking about marriage license and marriage certificate and all of that, but this is why back in the day, if you wasn't going to marry that woman, you wasn't going to lay down with that woman. It
You had
was
to bring
simple
the
as that.
family. Right. You had to come up with that dowry.
That's
You
right.
know, you
That's
had to
right.
court. You had to do some courting.
Because the reality is, see, in the West, we see ourselves as individuals. We don't see ourselves as extensions of bloodlines and extensions of collectives, right?
Right.
So back in the day, it wasn't a marriage between two individuals. It was two bloodlines coming together.
Two bloodlines. Right. Two families. Bloodlines connected.
Yeah.
That's a
And
fact.
that shit is real.
And there were penalties about, there were penalties. There were quote unquote, there were certain restrictions of marrying down, and
What we
getting with
talking
what
about?
they would call bloodlines that were not, considered to be honorable.
Yes.
You could lose your life if you laid with the wrong person, or if you decided that you wanted to marry into a family and the family did not approve.
That's what we're talking about.
That's a fact.
Yeah. And I've learned through different experiences that shit is real. I
Yes.
don't know if you've heard the story of a deep wedding that occurred in the late 80s. Imani Zen Ra and Win Postel, that was the other brother's name. That was
Win
the aunt.
Postel.
Win Postel. He
Win
was
Postel.
he was
Yes.
he was Aris Lantham's boy,
Mm,
right?
right.
And Win and Aris had the fortune of studying right up under Sabi, right? And Win was going to marry this woman named Imani Zenra, who I've met magical characters in my
Yes.
life,
In your life.
but this sister and how she moved, she was on the cover of National Geographic.
Right. I heard
National,
about her beauty.
yeah. National Geographic did a feature on indigenous culture in Philadelphia,
Right.
Black people in Philly, right? And she was the feature of that. So they had her on the cover of National Geographic. Okay. And yeah, her beauty was, you ain't seen too many people with a magnetic light like this sister. I've seen characters like they've eaten only raw X number of years or
Right.
whatever, you
Right.
know? they do 1,000 push-ups or whatever they
Right.
say. This is my thing, right? They weren't shining like this sister. Okay,
Mm.
but why I'm bringing it up? Because even that brethren Baba Samaj, who's an ancestor, respect, but he ended up, and he was a priest in New York,
Yes, he was.
right? And he came down here in Philly to facilitate a wedding between Win Postel and Imani Zenra. And Imani Zenra died at the wedding.
Damn.
Yeah, it was very dramatic. It was very dramatic. But
What is it? What was it? Malicious?
well, because I'm gonna tell you who else was a big part of this. Was Baba Nasi.
Baba G?
Baba G.
Right.
Baba G. And Tassili. Tassili's because I ain't trying to put people's business out, but when I met Tassili, she was Baba G's wife,
Yes, they were
right?
together before. Yep.
Yes.
They were a couple.
And Tassili was a master reader. You know, she could like read uh your life and read what was going. She was a master at reading, right?
Right, right.
And according to her, it was what you were just talking about. That's why I'm bringing that up. That lifetimes ago, in Sumerian Kemetic times, there was a wedding, two bloodlines coming together. It was a problem. That union of bloodlines back then
Yeah,
in
back
Sumerian
then.
Egyptian times. That's why we here
Right.
as what we say, sufferers in America,
Yeah, the
going through our
sufferers.
current dispensation, right?
And to add to what you're saying, that's when the breeding farms came about. Well, really, when the Moors fell, and they sent all of these invaders into, and then they began to break the marriages, or they began to, you see how they whitened up Argentina, whitened up Brazil,
Mm,
whitened
mm,
up
mm,
Mexico, and all
mm,
of that.
mm,
That
mm,
was the
mm,
curse right there, because
mm, mm.
it was against spiritual law to kind of mix with those bloodlines. But
Yeah,
please
yeah.
continue.
No, so it was according to the reading that Tassili and Baba G afforded the community at that time. It seemed to make the most sense. And it was very dramatic. Baba Samaj had a lot of regrets after that. Uh, just the whole scene. It was a dramatic, what was supposed to be a glorious celebration of one of Sabi's students. Because I will say, because I did get to eat from all of these ones' hands, right? If you ask me who mastered that live food the most, was Win. He was a master. He was even like, you know how they say iron sharpen iron, right?
Yeah.
Iris Lantham was always trying to be Win Postel.
Right.
He was. The
Right.
one but Win's still alive, 70 years old, hair full of gray hair, climbing up coconut trees
Right.
in Panama. Give thanks.
Give
What?
thanks. That's right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. One example of elderhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you know, amongst your peers, there's usually what do you say, a competitive.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Yeah, Win was who Reese was trying to be back in the day. If you
Black in the
ask me,
day.
if you
Right.
ask me, right? Because like when I said if you ate that food, you'd be good for like 2 days, 3 days.
Yes.
Ital and Vital, like,
Ital Vital. Yes.
right? I was really talking about Win.
Okay,
Which
Win was the
who
man.
he was the man. And his queen to be was this Imani Zen Ra. This
Right. Goddess.
most beautiful goddess, you know? Like, holy cow, look at this.
Right.
Act away.
And that was back then when that was more rare. It was extremely rare versus where we have today, where it's not. It is rare still, but I think that there are more practitioners and more people living that life and following that quote unquote culture than it may have been in the 80s and whatnot.
Oh, definitely. They was like the community was vibrant in them times, but
Yes,
it
I
was
remember.
small. It was small because I think the outer net, the social media have its good and its bad,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because the social media does give ones the opportunity to connect beyond their physical community.
Yes.
So you get to connect with ones from around the world. Wow.
Globally in real
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. That's, you know, but it did feel like back in the day, like if he was into something, right? He was in it a lot deeper than how I see ones moving today, you know? Like I was into the crystals back then, right?
Yes.
And these ones was into the food and whatever they was into, cause like you don't meet ones moving like they was moving back in the day. You really don't. There's some
Mm.
out here. There's some out
Mm-hmm.
here, but it didn't like there was a community of ones like that. You meet a brethren, and then what he a master at something. Them, they
Right.
gifted in something. They're like, pick your job, seeing how they move, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They were very masterful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You used to run into ones like that more. Like you see ones today, they on their phone. They might be a master in some virtual shit,
Right.
right? But what you doing like right here, right now? Show me what you got. You don't
Facts.
you don't see ones like that much no more. You know? Not to say they
Interesting.
ain't out here doing their thing,
Right.
right? But
It's a little rare.
it's rarer. It is. The ones I see who are like, what do you say, on the cutting edge,
Yes.
they seem to be in the urban agriculture.
Space.
Yeah, the ones I've been meeting ones who are growing shit and growing food
Yeah.
and the most amazing of like, wow.
Shout out to Blue Pill.
Mm,
He stepped into that space with the green thumb, and
mm,
him and his team, they have something called Farmy.
mm.
And yeah, I'm very elated by the transition, the pivot into growing, indoor farming.
Yes,
Just that whole wellness space is
yes,
beginning to speak to me.
yes. I see ones moving like that and also what you call it, foraging.
Foraging. Yeah.
Foraging. Cats that know. Because see, we did have an elder. We do have an elder in the Philly community. His name is El Hagan.
Okay. El
Like
Hagan.
El Hagan.
Oh, El Hagan.
El Hagan. And like, let's say he was in the wilderness and you was in a position where you had to forage your food, right?
Right.
He's a master showing you what's edible and what's not, and what's medicinal and what's not. Just right out here, you
In your
know,
backyard.
in your back. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a
Like,
fact.
uh, those things are important. And I see the youth, the younger ones are inspired to learn that and to master that and, learn to relate to the land on that level.
Yes, yes. KT, my young KT was doing the foraging trips and whatnot. And this is before Chat GPT, because now you could take pictures, you could
Mm,
wave your phone
mm. Over the vegetation.
over the vegetation and it'll tell you
Mm,
exactly what it is. But
mm.
he was literally, and Azazel, Azariah, rest in peace, rise in power. He
Yeah,
also was taking people to Central Park and Prospect Park, and he was real big on foraging and whatnot. He was able to spot all type of vegetation and whatnot.
yes,
Somebody said that they met El Haga in the 1990s and
yeah.
whatnot. And we got Kafunya in the building.
Mm,
Shout
mm.
out to Sister
Salute,
Kafunya.
salute.
Salute.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, you taking us down memory lane, but it's the
Mm.
retrograde today, right? I mean, it's the eclipse, it's the full solar eclipse. So it's only right that we go on to this quote unquote, that we're tapping in. And ladies and gentlemen, before I do forget, I do want to remind you that today is the anniversary of the quote unquote Philadelphia experiment,
Mm, mm, I think
right?
that's a part of what, because
And you a legend.
what, why I agreed to come on today, Brethren?
Yes.
Because, right, I have been like, I got to heal, get myself together. But who can deny what we feel today inside? Got to come out.
Yes.
Today's energy. Wow.
Yes. You feel me? So many alignments
What's
of
going
today.
on in the world today?
Right. So that
Wow.
listen, I wasn't even gonna the same thing. Like the reason why I popped out,
Mm,
I was like, listen, I'm not gonna let today go by. It's so much
mm,
energy that
mm,
can be captured.
mm,
There's so much energy, so much lightning that could be
mm,
captured in a bottle right now.
mm,
Because
mm,
the way
mm,
it goes with the KTLians out there,
mm,
they
mm,
so magic, they so
mm,
magical that they already be on it. They don't need
yeah.
they don't need these lessons. All
Uh,
these lessons are doing is reminding them that they
they,
are on their
they
God timing and
reaffirm it.
whatnot. Yeah, they already having experiences. They
Mm,
they they having portals opening
mm,
up and stuff like
mm,
that.
mm,
All this
mm,
is
mm,
doing is reminding them, like, remember, ladies and gentlemen, consciousness is awareness. It is not anything else but awareness. It's
mm,
literally you already have collapsed the wave. The
mm.
consciousness or what you've been learning through these books and through these teachers and these scholars and these shows and whatnot, all we're doing is reminding you that you already been on it.
Yes.
You didn't need this, not religion. You didn't need nobody to hold your hand. You didn't need
No.
Sunday school. You are Sunday school. You were
Yeah.
already doing these things. You feel me? All we're
Yeah.
doing is reminding you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That part.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I affirm that, brethren.
Yes,
Because
indeed.
what? Mm. Because we're coming out of a solar maximum cycle. It's
Yes, we
waning,
are.
right? So,
Did that explain the heat waves?
well, nah.
Okay.
Okay. Because we know the sun does emit light and heat,
Yes.
right? But when you have a coronal mass ejection or high solar wind velocity coming off of the sun, it doesn't
Facts.
change the brightness of the heat coming off the sun.
Of the sun. Facts.
Okay? It is really where you say the invisible, unseen spectrums of solar radiation that some say is more, more powerful, more impactful.
Right.
I would think how we've been witnessing characters going out and killing others and killing themselves. And we've been seeing that in popular media.
Yes, we have.
Niggas just bugging out, wilding, just doing something like why did you do that? Right? We've seen a lot of that, right? I attribute that type of behavior to extreme solar winds, coronal mass ejections, I would attribute those, like if you want to say, how are we witnessing the solar maximum waning?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the biggest ways.
That's the wane?
Well, when you go on a solar maximum cycle, right?
Yes.
And you're in a time where there's high wind velocity, right? Some of the most, what it seems like, let's say you study that and then study human behavior, right? And try to correlate what's these solar winds doing and what's humans doing, right? It's right after a strong solar wind when there's like imagine a high like the wind's high, not only moving faster, it's high pressure. That's the thing. The pressure, the wind velocity increases the pressure on the magnetosphere and the ionosphere, right?
Yes.
When that pressure eases up, it creates like a void or a zone that's when we seem to act out the most.
It's like a vacuum in a sense?
Like a vacuum. Yeah.
Okay. And then it activates?
It seems to activate. We the ones who are because of their astrology or whatever, right?
Yes.
They're not stable. That's when they seem to be triggered.
Right.
When the solar winds ease up. So when you're at the end of a solar maximum cycle, there's a lot more than period. There's a lot more like waning. Waxing means growing, waning means lessening.
Right.
Right? So when solar maximum is waning, there's a lot more of them vacuums. A lot more of them pauses in solar velocity. And I think that's what we're witnessing with, we say, quirky behaviors.
Right.
Hey, seal up that thought with the Leo. And
back to the Leo?
Yeah. But I just want to just throw something out there. One word, Trump.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you because it ain't just black leadership. It ain't just
Right.
Umar and
It goes across the
what's the
border.
nigga's name? Young Pharaoh.
Right.
It ain't just that. It's leadership in general.
It's overall
And
leadership.
yeah. And when you see now, and I don't remember the exacts, but I think Trump, he got a Leo rising, if I remember correctly. Trump
Mm-hmm.
got something Leo in him. It
He
might
got
not be
something Leo, right.
if it ain't his rising, it's his moon. It might not be his sun. But Trump got something Leo. You could even see how his hair stay.
Right. He has
You
a
know,
mane.
a golden mane, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So I just want to throw that out there. Talking about that Leo and leadership, right? I also want to throw one other thing out, just more connected with you, right? Blue pill. 12 years ago, when Jupiter was entering Leo,
Yes.
right? Cafunio liked this too, because who was really hot 12 years ago when Jupiter was moving in Leo? The Akibaka.
Akibaka.
Brother
Midnight.
Von Benjamin
Yes.
was he was on fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that, he was releasing a lot of albums. Like, I want to say that man made like 60 something albums, right? In his life. He in about 12 years ago, when Jupiter was going into Leo, he was dropping maybe 2 or 3 in 1 year, right? Funya could probably help us with do I know how the man was moving exactly? No. But long and the short of it, he had a big tour lined up in Cali, right?
Yes.
And July 23rd, which is His Majesty's Earth Day, he was going to be at the Miners Foundry in Nevada City, California. And if you know
Yes.
anything about the gold rush and how they tapped that gold in the 1860s, right?
Mm-hmm.
This foundry was it.
The
This
foundry.
foundry, because, like, let's say you was a prospector, right? You went
Right.
out west looking for gold to cash in. You had to get a shovel. You had to get a pickaxe. You needed the things from the foundry.
Right. The foundry provided the resources for the gold
Foundry
rush.
provided the resources for the gold rush. So what that meant was this was a place you could really tap in, right? So the sun, Jupiter were conjunct at 1 degree Leo 12 years ago on the same day that Akibeka was going to be at the Miners Foundry. Something just told me like, yo, we supposed to be there.
Right.
This is like this is one of them fortunate space time is creating a fortunate portal that we could step into, right? And who went out there with me?
Blue
Blue
pillar.
Pill. Yeah, man. And that's what opened up. You know how the Blue Pillar has been what's the mountain he working with in Cali? Some brethren out there on a mountain.
Oh,
And
whatchamacallit? Mount Shasta.
yes,
He started doing the retreats on Mount Shasta.
yes. And I know it just opened up a lot for the Blue Pillar. It opened a lot for me,
Yes, yes.
right?
He speaks highly of that experience.
Yeah. Because it was an amazing experience. It was magical. Some of the things we witnessed, right?
Yes.
And not just witnessed, but, participated in, right?
Was that your first time meeting Cafunia?
No. But I was with y'all one of the first times I linked with Kofunya was the first time I linked with y'all. And that was in New York. At that I think Sonetta.
One of the lectures.
Yeah, it was we was all vending.
Yeah.
And
Because
I will have
Kofunya, we go back to Blog Talk Radio, Know the Ledge Radio days. Kofunya would be our 11:11 meditation. She would do that.
Yeah. And Rhonda Brown. I don't know if you know Rhonda Brown?
I do know Rhonda Brown.
Yeah. So, and the Aki Beka, it was amazing. How fortunate am I to say I personally knew the Aki Beka out this month? What? But that was my brethren.
Yes.
You know? But the Aki Beka himself told me, yeah, same works. That was his message to me and the brethren. You know, I be building with a lot, RAS Naeem.
Shout out to Ross.
Same work. He said, same works. Yeah. Don't take that for granted. What? And Kofunya and Rhonda opened them portals for Iman. You know, to let me meet the Aki Beka. Of course, his name was Vaughn Benjamin.
Vaughn Benjamin, ladies and gentlemen, from the group Midnight.
Yes.
Who they hail out of St. Croix, Virgin Islands.
Yes.
And very, very highly decorated reggae artists. I mean, the way that people speak about Vaughn Benjamin is, man, it is with so much reverence. You know, I know a lot of people may not be familiar with that genre of music and who the good brother is. He's an ancestor now.
Yes.
But yeah. Powerful music.
Now,
I'm talking about. Woo.
Hey, since we are explaining who he is to the people, right? We have to say the word sound Aki Beka.
Yes.
Is a title from the book of Enoch. Okay.
Aki Beka is a title.
It's a title from the book of Enoch.
RAS is a title as well?
RAS is a title. Okay. But that's from the Ethiopian
Coptic.
Amhara. Yeah, the Coptic tradition. RAS just means prince.
Yes.
Okay? The Aki Beka is an angel. Aki Beka is the vow, like the one who took the righteous vow of the angelic order in the heavens is the Aki Beka. Right? So when the man Vaughn Benjamin take on the title of the Aki Beka, those who know the book of Enoch, which we all should know, we should all know that whether you're Christian, Muslim, or Jew, come out of the Aki Beka, the book of Enoch, right? Mm-hmm. And so when that man take that angelic title, his lyrics, I told you the man made like 60-something albums, right?
Right.
His words took on, when you say, oh, this is the Aki Beka, and you listen to the lyrics, and you listen to what the man is sharing with the world, holy cow. So
you're gonna make me go yeah, and it's a great day to do that, but I'm gonna have to go through that catalog when we land this plane.
What I would recommend you do, Brethren.
Yeah, any songs
specifically? Now what you need to do is line up a show with Kofunya
Well, Cafunia, okay.
But see what we have to know? See, we be having stars in our community who have done important works, and they don't really, they, for whatever reason, we don't see them in that light, right? But
Right.
Cafunia was the road manager of Vaughn Benjamin at his height, right? She was the one. The first time I seen Cafunia, I didn't meet her. I didn't know who she was.
Yeah, no.
First time I seen Cafunia was at at a midnight show. She was sitting at a table selling the CDs, right? But Cafunia got such a distinctive look. Once I met her, it was like, oh, I remember seeing her, you
Yes.
know. But Cafunia is the road manager of Vaughn Benjamin.
Yes,
And
she
the
is.
stories that she could share about, like how I said, I'm lucky I got to meet the Akibeka.
Yes.
I got to reason with the, burn a spliff and listen to the Akibeka. Wow. How fortunate am I? Can you
I,
imagine? Can you imagine?
can you imagine? Are you familiar with brother Heru Ofari Ata?
I met him.
Okay.
I met him a long time ago.
When he was doing spoken word?
Well, if it's the Haru, if I'm thinking of we be having different
That's
brethren
different brethrens, right?
adorn themselves with different names,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But if he's the Haru, I remember we hosted him for a number of years in what was called, this is kind of tied in with that Sabi thing, the
Yeah.
Healing Garden Party was a
Okay.
tradition here in Philly,
Yes.
started by them ones uh, who were studying up under Sabi. Here, they started that thing probably in the early 80s, my thinking would be, right? So by the time I moved to Philly, it had passed, like, how ones might start a tradition, right? Because the tradition was they would, at the Healing Garden parties, they would bring Queen Afua down here,
Right.
right?
I just saw her this strong in at the Invest Fest. Shout out
Uh,
to her.
uh, uh. So there was ones who was trying to keep that tradition alive. When I moved to Philly, I can't call it filthy anymore. It's actually very clean, Philly, very clean. Our mayor's doing a good job, clean and green. I ain't lying, and I
Yes.
ain't just fronting because I'm trying to get a job or something in the city. But our mayor now, Sherelle Parker, she ran on a clean and green Philly.
Okay, sister.
Yes, she assisted.
Beautiful.
Clean and green. That was her thing.
Clean and green. I love
And
it.
yeah, I love it too because you know what? Philly is clean and green right now. Can't front.
And
But
and there's people benefiting from that financially through that initiative.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I, you know, uh, I don't know how she's doing it. But see, you gotta, remember this is the country's 205th anniversary.
Anniversary, right.
And the country was born here in Philly. So
Yes.
there's a lot of, Philly's popping right now. FIFA, uh, there's just a lot happening in the city, right? And so there's a lot of international and national get
Eyes. Yeah.
visitors, coming in
Visitors.
here, right?
Right, right.
And so, you always clean up your house before your guests come over, right?
Right.
And so I think that's a big part of it.
And it's all eyes on Philly with that sports move.
Oh
You know, I'm
boy.
more so Jalen Brown than the LeBron thing, but that combo is definitely invigorating your city because you have a sports city. When
Mm,
I stayed in North Philly
mm,
briefly, I was a
mm.
guest of Noble and Pooh, right?
Yes.
And I stayed out there probably the summer of like 2009 or 10.
Yes.
Let me tell you one thing, bro. And I'm not even a sports fanatic like that.
Right.
But just being in traffic, like just being outside, I felt the energy
Yeah.
of the pride of that
Yeah.
city. And it covered, it went across all racial lines.
That's right.
Like it did not matter. You feel me?
That's right.
And I told people before, I said, I encountered a European in Philadelphia
Mm,
that I have not seen anywhere else. A pedigree and a stock of the European out of Philadelphia that if I took them to Europe when I went to the UK,
mm,
like 5 of them probably could have took over the UK. Dead
mm,
ass. They're
mm.
different.
Yeah. 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 Yes.
They're
That's
different.
well. Yeah. I got something to add on to that, but I do just want to mention the sports energy in Philly right now is very electric. And you're
Right.
right. Even if you're not a sport enthusiast, right?
Yes.
What's going on with the Eagles, Sixers, and Phillies got the whole city electrified. Like you feel it, the excitement, and I would say the unifying force of
Yes.
rallying around a team. Because you're right.
Rallying. Good
Uh,
word. Rallying around the teams.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like what do you say? Racial tension, gender tension, whatever circle you
Gang
running in.
warfare.
Yeah, all that, all that.
Y'all was
It
a drill city.
Yeah, it's at a very low frequency, right? Like there ain't a lot of people dealing with that.
That's
Right.
beautiful. That's a great thing to hear, man. Cause Lord
It's
have
a great
mercy.
thing to say. To feel you like I said, Philly's clean and green, the teams got the people unified. This is a rare time in Philly. I lived in Philly, at least 37 years since
Yes.
I've been married. Probably since I moved to Philly in 90.
Woo.
Okay. So what's that? That's 30, about 37 years, right? Uh,
Yes, yes.
I haven't seen or felt Philly like this ever in my time. Like this is the cleanest and greenest and unified, like low crime. Everyone's trying to work. Like one thing I've been, because I do be tuning into YouTube and all that, right?
Yes.
And I've been seeing this trend of one saying people are acting weird. People are not talking and being rude and contrary and polarized, right?
Right.
It's the exact opposite of Philly. Right
Right.
here, right now. You walk different parts of the city, ones are going out of their way to say hi. Ones are, they seeing your light and they want to
And
acknowledge
they
it.
want to acknowledge it. Dope, dope.
Yeah,
Cause
yeah,
look,
yeah. I'm thankful to be able to say this, man.
that's what I'm saying. And do you remember a time in Philadelphia? I think it was around 2000. No, what am I talking about? We going back to 93, 94, 95. Right after you moved there. We would come from Brooklyn to Philadelphia in the summertime and go to what's that, South Street?
Yes,
And they had something called a Greek Fest.
yes,
Yeah, so we would come out there for that.
right,
That's when I fell in love with Philadelphia. I mean,
right.
I was smitten. That's also around the time of the rise of what they call neo soul.
Right.
So I was exposed to a certain type of pedigree of, sister that
Good music.
I didn't see that in New York. They had the Jill Scotts out there back in those
Yeah,
days.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Then they were
yeah.
big on the poetry.
Yes.
Like that's around the time when like Love Jones and
Spoken
all of that.
word. Yes.
Yeah, spoken word and whatnot. So the
Yes. The spoken
artistry,
word. Yes. The artistry and the spoken word in Philly, it got a pretty deep history. Well, Philly, like what it used to be in the jazz era, in the jazz times, right?
yes,
Let's say you was a jazz artist and you wanted, you know, back in the day, uh, having made it back in the day was hitting New York and hitting it hard, right? So what ones used to do is come to Philly to, what do you say, sharpen their edge, find a community of creative minded ones that gonna take you to your edge, right? You say you gotta know the ledge, right? So ones would come here, jazz musicians would come here and know their ledge. Take like tighten up their skills to be ready to hit New York and hit it hard, right? And so that legacy of whatever art you're in being, what do you say, sharpened and tightened by ones here in Philly. That's maintained, you know? That 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 has endured through our times,
yes,
you know? And we could probably cite many examples of that, right? I would even have to say my life has been a part of that.
yes,
Like,
yes.
you know, I lived a certain way in DC, was at a certain height with my works, but it wasn't until I, specifically talking about like the crystal, back in the day, I was really just kind of dealing with them crystals intensely. But it wasn't until I got up here to Philly that the Rocks of Ages, I lived in Philly when I wrote and produced that. I ain't live in DC,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And it was the Philly community that brought that out of me, you know? Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
refined you. Say that they refined your it was a good refinery.
It was great refinery.
So
Because that's one thing, like, they'll show you love, right? Philly, you get
yes,
a
they
lot of
will.
love here in Philly. But at the same damn time,
You got a role to play too.
huh? Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
they'll show you,
I
they'll give
think,
you, but you got a role to play too. You got to show up.
yeah, that's, I mentioned that keyword, authenticity.
Authenticity, yes.
Authenticity. Like,
Super facts.
you got to really tap into your authentic self to make it pop in Philly, right? And so they help you being comfortable, being authentic is not easy for one. They feel like astrologically, right? Let's say your rising sign, let's say you was born afternoon, you was born at night. And so your sun and your rising sign oppose each other or
Yeah.
square each other.
Square, yeah.
It's not going to be easy for you to shine your authentic self.
It's like a
Or,
block.
well, your rising sign, they would say, represents your authentic self, right? The point, like all souls enter the eastern horizon,
Right.
into the earth through the eastern horizon, right? So your sun, we've been saying this, your sun represents the mask you wear, what people see, right? So let's say the sun is in a polarized aspect to your rising. How you appear is going to be polarized with who you are, your authentic self, right? See, I was born at sunrise. My sun and my ascendant were conjunct. So I can't help. And they both have, see, sometimes being able to put on the mask is a blessing. Sometimes you can't articulate what you really feel, what
Right.
you're really thinking. Be misinterpreted, especially if you got some zeal, you know, like you really feel it. You feel it deeply,
Mm.
right? You feel it deeply and you say what you really feel, that might be a problem. So, wherever your sun and your ascendant are, there's going to be issues that you have to deal with,
Right.
right? But if you're born in the afternoon, or if you're born at sunset in particular,
Right.
right? Where more than likely where your sun is in opposition to your rising.
Right.
It's going to be hard for you to feel like what you are really thinking, what you're really feeling. You're going to have problems expressing that shit. You're going to have an inner conflict, and you might dim your authentic self, where if you're born at sunrise,
Yes.
right, you'll find yourself in them situations where you're like Will Smith, you're going up on stage slapping a nigga. Like, come on, man. Was that wise? Like,
Right.
I
That's
know
very
you felt
reactive.
it. Yeah, I know you felt that in that moment really strong, but you could have thought through that.
Right.
You could have sat in your chair, ignored Jada, and just be cool, but he couldn't help himself,
Yeah,
you
you
know?
had to pop.
He had to pop, right? So sometimes it's not wise, good to show what you really feel. And people born at sunrise, that's what, they gotta work, they gotta grow through that. You gotta grow through being who would, hey, I'm just gonna be, what people see is what they get. And I know some people might not resonate with it, but it ain't for everybody. It is, it's what I am. I was created by God at this time for whatever. So I'm gonna do it. It's what I feel inside, You gotta grow through shit, grow through, that be your lesson in life. If your sun is conjunct, or I would say in the left side of the chart, the ninth through 12th houses, or the first through third houses, you know, like being to accept yourself and be yourself is the dynamic between the rising and your sun. We all got different angles on it, depending on where your sun is, you know? So the ascendant, I would say, is more important than the sun, right? In terms of your soul's growth and experience. And because wherever the sun is, you may or may not carry them lessons on in your next incarnation. When your sun is at that next incarnation, it's going to be them lessons, right? What's carrying it on? The ascendant. That's what you say the transcendent part of us is the ascendant part of us that go from, we say, lifetime to lifetime, right? Is
Lifetime to lifetime.
and what you and how that one way that translates into you earn your time of birth, not just where the planets are, but I mean like because a planet's going to be the same. Some planets, particularly the outer, by the time you get to Jupiter, it's going to be
Right.
the same at the same place, no matter what time you were born in that day, right? What's your relationship to where the planets are as you're rising? And that change every 4 minutes. Every
Oh.
4 minutes, rise and change 1 degree, right? So that's what we earn is the relationship to the cosmos at that time, that day you was born, to what moment you was born.
Right.
And I think with this solar eclipse, and particularly this eclipse cycle that we're going to be experiencing through February of next year, we're all going to have to reconcile what's in our inner world versus what's in our outer world.
Right.
So authenticity, being your authentic self, like take off the mask and see, and one way it's playing out, I even see it in my life. Let's say one of your close relations is wearing the mask. The omniverse is making them take off the mask. And some people, like, you know how in a lot of African societies, you see an African mask, it looks scary,
Yes.
it look ugly. It's like, what the fuck? What's that mask representing?
What is that? Right. What's the thought behind that mask?
Right.
What's the intention?
Sad to say, some people, when they take off that mask, that's what you see. You see some ugly African masks looking creepy, scary. Like, what is that?
Right.
You know? So I think ones might be seeing that, just because they family, they ain't wearing a mask. Nah. Or they in the community, they've been shining bright X number of years or decades. You see
Right.
the mask. Oh, no, but now they're being forced to take the mask off. Right?
Right.
We was kind of building on that with the brethren. You know? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like what? Mm. And that's the time we're in. We're in a wild. Now I mentioned 27.
Yeah, 2027.
Yeah.
Did you mention a solar eclipse coming?
Well, it's the Sigui.
The what?
The Sigui.
The Sequi.
Sigui ceremony of the Dogon. So
Mm-hmm.
the Dogon hold a ceremony every 60 years. That's that Jupiter-Saturn cycle
Right.
in astrology. 60 years cycle, right? Jupiter is the ruler of space. Saturn is the ruler of time. So the rulers of space-time come together every 60 years, right?
Right.
So the Dogon, now we know celestially in sidereal astrology, the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction was in 2020. You remember that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I can't account for why the Dogon Segui, their account for 60 years, a 60-year cycle. It's coming 6 years later, 7 years later.
Right.
Okay. I ain't account for that yet. However, the Dogon kept track of the Segui ceremony for a very important day. It was like their way of counting through the ages, counting
Yes.
down to a very important day called Tabatolo.
Takatolo.
Taba,
Tabatolo.
Tabatolo, the
Okay.
reuniting, and that was what they called the reuniting of the twin placentas.
Oh.
Okay, it
The
has something to
reuniting
do
of the twin placentas.
reunite, and yeah, and what it was, if you can decode Dogon teachings enough, right? It was supposed to be Earth aligning with Sirius and Sirius aligning with the galactic core,
Mm. Okay.
right? Black hole at the center of our galaxy.
Yes.
That this was going to be a day, Tabatolo, like you wanted to know when this day was coming. And
Right.
the Sigu ceremony was all about. It's happening next year, 27,
Mm.
right?
What month?
So
You know?
it's all year.
Oh yeah.
It's all
Wonderful.
year. They're going to be doing things. They're preparing for it now in mind.
Right.
They're preparing for it, right? And so, now, if you studied Dogon, right, and then look to Kemet, like these boys have a temple or a school in the Nile Valley that they were probably refugees from,
Right.
right? Make that analogy. The city of Thebes, the city of Luxor,
City of Luxor.
right? The city, we called it Ipet Isut, or we
Mm.
called it Waset,
Waset.
okay? This is the city where we would drink our knowledge, where we would eat our information and drink our knowledge,
Right.
okay? That's the
Eat
best.
eat our information and drink our knowledge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's bars.
That's, yeah, that's like if you want to say what was the meanings in Ipet Isut and Waset, right?
Right.
Why we name our schools that.
Right.
We tried to translate that meaning into English. We would have to say something like that, like the place where we're nourished through what we learn. place where we eat our information and drink our knowledge, you know?
That's
We're
right.
nourished through learning this thing, right? The Dogon more than likely came from this city, right? Refugees, right? And next year, the solar eclipse in February is gonna, you know how like during the solar eclipse, parts of the earth will be under the total eclipse, they'll be blackened. You know, the sun will disappear. Others we might like how I think Philly had a 9% today. 9% eclipse, meaning 93% of the sun was never covered from this angle of the earth, right? Shadow of the moon wasn't cast 100% over Philly. But this eclipse in 27, February 27, it's going to be centered over Thebes. It's going to be centered over Luxor. It's going to be centered over you petty soot. Like I said, this is the school where Dogon learned from. And their Sigui ceremony is aligned with that. What are we going to witness? I think we're witnessing it. I think part of what we're seeing and feeling now
Right.
is the build-up to this.
I'm gonna put it out there like this, Ross. Family that's in the chat, we about 500 deep right now. If you've been experiencing energetic roller coasters over the past few weeks, lashing out, bits of depression, trouble sleeping, or wanting to sleep during the day,
Right. That's a big one.
erratic behaviors, either you having them or people around you, please press
Witnessing.
1.
Yes.
I'm gonna show you. We're gonna utilize the collective,
Yes.
right? So we don't have to wait for nobody to tell us what's going on.
Yes.
We have enough numbers to basically prove our concepts to be real.
Yes.
All right. So let's see what comes out of the chat.
Give thanks for the collective. Know the ledge.
The collective.
AT
Yeah.
aliens out this motherfucker. What?
You feel me? So
what an
it
honor.
just goes.
What an
And
honor to be amongst y'all today.
That's
I don't
right.
take it for granted. Give
Yeah, we
thanks.
don't take it for granted for you being
No.
here either, Ross, because your energy, your authenticity, that's what I'm saying. You didn't come on this thing with a mask. You didn't come on this thing with a filter. You didn't come on this thing not trying to sound cool. And no, you came up here bearing your soul. And that's what we need right now. We need some authenticity. We need people being transparent, especially during this solar eclipse. We need that. We need that type of energy to shine and whatnot. So thank you for that healing energy. Thank you for everything that you brought to this platform. And we're honored to be here with you, the same way that you're honored to be here with us.
Give thanks.
But this is not random.
AT aliens.
That's right. This is not, as you can see from the chat, this is not random. We are all going through this quote unquote transition together. We're going through this portal together.
Yes.
I had to take off for work for a few days. Look, dreams crazy, tiredness during the day, right? I got 2 hours of sleep last night, right? So this is not random.
No.
It's not like we're up here talking to ourselves and everybody in the audience is like, what they talking about? Nah, there's a connection taking place because people want to make sense as to what's going on, and you damn sure not gonna find that on the weekly news. You might not find it on social media because of the algorithm, but yeah, we here unpacking this thing right here. So give thanks for being here, my brother. I know that you have a lot of things that you're busy doing in life, but we're
I've been
honored to have.
healing, brethren. I've been
That's
healing.
right.
That's what I've been busiest at, and doing my best to keep like
Yep.
right. I told you I was married for 37 years, right?
Yep.
You would think 37 years in, like you found you in the right lane on the highway. You just on cruise
Cruising.
control. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nah, bro. I've been having to swerve and drive down the opposing lane and keep all eyes
Gotta dip
open.
through traffic sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, you know, I'm navigating that. And it ain't easy, right?
Well, yeah, we could relate, brother.
Yeah, yeah,
Those
yeah. I
of
mean,
us
so
that
we
could
all
relate.
going through. Because it's like, just like what we've been talking about, these seasons are making people have to deal with what's really in the inner world,
Mm,
right?
yes.
Come on, man. It ain't easy. What we really carry is not easy for a lot of people to deal with within even themselves,
Right.
right? And throw in the dynamics of family, our elders and our children. Mm. It's really deep.
Yeah.
Then at the same time, right? I went to DC last month and we say the time loop, how so many things came full circle. So many things came full circle that I'm still processing it,
Yes.
right? I'm still processing it. But when you experience things like that, like time, you mentioned collapsing the wave. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever space-time wave you've been riding on collapses, comes full circle. Holy cow. The resolutions, the healing, the transcendence, the transformation, the overstandings that come with that. Give thanks. Amazing. And you
Amazing.
can't script it. The universe got to script stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Bloodlines got to script things like that. Because it's like you're not only resolving the trauma and the drama in your own life, but the trauma and drama your bloodline went through. And the reconciliation that comes with that. The betterment of relations between our elders and our children. We can't take them things for granted.
We cannot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We cannot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's where we're at in 2026. I did want to mention one other thing about the astrology of these times, 27 and 26, right?
Yes.
Because the Gregorian calendar is so tricky. When you study like the tricks of time they've played with our calendar, so hard to know what uh what Public Enemy asked, do you really know what time it is? Right? Who asked that? One of them songs back in the day. Right? And nigga Flav Flav used to wear that clock. Do you know what time it is? Right? Using the Julian Gregorian
Right.
account of time is so tricky,
Very
right?
tricky.
But I will say this year, 26 is the galactic frequency. When you study the Mayan calendar, the 13 moon calendar, when you study the Enochian calendar, 26 13 moon cycle times 2, 13 times 2, 26.
Yes.
It's all about galactic alignment, right? It does seem in 26, the Gregorian year 2026, galactic synchronization is occurring. It does seem that way. You know? I might be tripping. That even became a theme. If you remember when we was in Atlanta, what's your boy's name?
Ghost or
Ghost.
spin?
Yes. No, it was Ghost.
Ghost, right.
It was Ghost. What's the name? What's the alphabet letter before Ghost? What did he say?
What you
Was
mean?
it G Ghost or G Host or
Oh,
something?
G host.
G
Yes, G
Host.
host.
All right, G Host.
Yes.
Yes. But look, that brethren was blocking that sound at the beginning of the year in Atlanta.
Yeah.
That 26 was going to be all about galactic synchronization.
Right.
And he was right.
You said he was blocking the sound or locked in the sound?
Blocking the sound. He was saying
Right.
2026 was going to be a year of galactic synchronization.
Synchron. Right.
And I didn't really see it. I was listening,
Right.
right? But then time showed, space-time showed, he's on it.
Right.
Because it does, to me, it does seem like that's been a theme active in this year, you know, that we're getting in order galactically, not solar system, just our, our limits are 3R Atlas was a part of it. Just our orientation to the galaxy and where we are in space time within our galaxy is becoming more of a discussion point, like in media, not just social media. There is a lot of buzz on that in social media, but like even the news and what are the probes we're sending out? Where are they? What are they doing? SpaceX and all of that. And like
Yeah.
uh
Hitting the moon with rockets and all of that
yeah,
crazy
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Like where we are within our galaxy and why it matters where we are seems to be more active, coming into the awareness of more people, right? And beyond that, like, if I could say, and I might be tripping, y'all see I'm burning a spliff. So do I really know? Who knows, right? But it feels like molecularly, psychospiritually, we're being impelled, not compelled, not being forced, impelled, we're being guided into alignment. Don't it feel that way to you? Some people are a little resistant to it. A lot of people flow on with it. That's what I
Yeah.
see, you know?
That's an interesting dichotomy that you pointed out, the resistance and the flow. Now, we know when we go to the gym, the resistance of the
Mm,
weights is what builds
yes,
our strength, right?
yes, yes,
And the friction of, pushing and pulling,
right.
although it is strenuous on the
The
bones
tension.
and the
Yes,
tendons and the muscles, it
yes,
does have positive results throughout our bodies, our temples and whatnot. And we could see
yes,
the results later on,
yes,
rather than if we were just to go with the flow of things and there is no friction, and we're just being blown in the wind and whatnot,
mm,
right?
mm,
So my question to you would be, spiritual friction and going into what we would call spiritual resistance and whatnot, although it feels very heavy on people's shoulders and whatnot, and they may be fatigued because of the wearing down of
mm,
just life right now. Ultimately, do you feel like this is something that is preparing us? It is something that's making us stronger,
mm,
or
mm,
is it something that is wearing us down and making us weaker?
mm. Well, we say at the same damn time.
At the same damn time. At the
Think it's
same
happening.
damn time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That we've been saying it a lot today, right?
That's
But,
your that's your motto right now.
yeah, yeah. Well, I learned that from my brother Ross name.
Yes, yes.
That's his thing, that
Mhm.
should be happening at the same damn
Same
time.
time. That's a fact.
It is what it is. Because I do see why I say that. I see ones are being worn down by it. And I know myself, some things within myself are very weary about certain issues in life, you know? Yes. But we say at the same damn time,
At the same damn time.
I'm very energized and excited what space time has for us between this eclipse today
Yes.
and the Pisces eclipse 27. Like,
Okay.
wow, this today is because I think I started mentioning it. We got spun out where today's eclipse is the first of a cycle of eclipses.
A family of eclipses, yes.
And this one's occurring in Leo. The one in February is going to be Pisces, right?
Mm.
So
Okay.
now Leo represents our will, our own personal will. 12th house or Pisces represents thy will. You know how, like we say, not by my will, but thy will be
But
done,
thy will become right.
right? That's 12th house, where we have to surrender our personal will to the will of the Most High, right?
For sure.
So there's this dynamic between the 5th house Leo and the 12th house Pisces around the issue of willpower. Not my will, but thy will be done,
But thy will be done. Right.
right? So we could say this eclipse is activating the my will, the one in 12th house, one in February. It's going to be thy will be done.
Mm. Okay, so this one is my will, and then in February of 27 is thy will.
Thy will.
Beautiful.
What's that going to mean?
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Mm.
So we have from today to February to align our willpower with the willpower. You know, we can do our best to study prophecy,
Right.
pay attention to the history and mystery of what, we seeing in today's space time to align our will with the will of the Most High. That's where the study of prophecy come in. And we got till February to really get it in. Like and we have a recent example in history and mystery to study
Yes.
of misplaced prophecy, skewed prophecy. Because didn't didn't we witness collectives thinking the rapture was going to occur?
The rapture. Oh
And
Lord.
they was
Yes.
giving away their houses and giving away
Yep.
their cars, expecting Jesus to float out of the sky in a
Yes.
rainbow and take them up.
Yes, sir. I remember that clearly.
And they gave away their houses and gave away their cars. And then, damn, they still stuck on Earth,
Uh,
right?
can I add
So
on to
please,
that
please,
rapture thing?
yes.
All right, check this out. Glad you brought that up.
Basically made up the rapture is also the original Christian Zionist. His
Mm,
name is John Nelson Darby, and this is a photograph we have of him
mm,
because he did this in the 1830s. The rapture is not something that was in the Bible. It came out of this guy's mind. He founded a branch of Christianity called dispensationalism, and he preached about a pre-tribulation rapture where all the good Christians would get snapped up. And in order for that to happen, the Jews needed to be in Israel in order to facilitate his end times prophecies. So he basically came up with the concept of Christian Zionism as a side effect of his rapture nonsense. And gave the Jewish Zionists necessary allies in their fight to steal Palestine. There are very few people in history that have caused more problems than this man. All that crazy shit that evangelicals talk about, fucking the end of the world, and then allying with Israel, and then basically giving Palestine to the Israelis. You can thank this guy. And like very few people know this guy's name. I don't know why, but John Nelson Darby, that's him. He sucks.
Mm, 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 mm.
Boy, oh boy.
And look, Carol said Darby, Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was just
Carol, you
telling
on
you
it.
about that.
You was telling, yep.
I was
So
just
you want to
telling
get
you
it?
about Darby, Pennsylvania. It's
Yeah,
important.
very important.
It's
So
important.
do you want to get into that Protestant thing?
You know what?
We gonna do a part two.
Yeah, we're gonna do a part two with
We
that
ladies and gentlemen, because it's
because
the eclipse, I ain't making
that
no big announcements right now.
that
But
that rabbit hole is laced with landmines.
mm,
Where you got to really think about what you're saying
yes,
and how you're saying it, the words you're using,
yes.
uh, and I love the KTL community, and I love you.
We love you back, my brother.
I wouldn't want y'all to get blown up because I'm going down that rabbit hole, not paying attention to the landmines. And y'all know
Right,
what I'm talking about,
right.
But one thing I will say about it, what Revelations did say we will be seeing at the end of days is the woman clothed with the sun, the woman
Talk
of the wilderness clothed with the sun,
talk about it.
who's going to wrestle the deceivers of the nation and throw them in a bottomless pit, bringing about 1,000 years of peace. Okay? And I do
Mhm.
think we're witnessing that today.
Indeed.
And the name I'm about to say is a controversial name. Might be a lot of ones in the, what do you say, indigenous, conscious, black community, whatever label you
Right,
want to put on it, who's polarized against this person
right,
because she married who is assumed to be the enemy, right?
right, right.
They polarized with that, and just a lot of, right? Her politics wasn't
In
uh,
alignment.
in alignment with the politics of our community, meaning she wasn't a Democrat.
Right,
She was on that right wing Republican tip.
right,
And I'm speaking, of course, of Candace Owens.
right.
I do think Candace Owens is the woman of the wilderness clothed with the sun who wrestles with the deceivers of the nation, and she's wrestling with these niggas now.
Right.
And if you following her, you are watching her throw the deceivers of the nation in the bottomless pit. And what they
Mm,
mean by the bottomless pit, we was just talking about it. The galactic core.
mm.
The galactic core is where time, space, energy, and matter are all the same thing, all the same place, all the same time. It's called a singularity,
Right,
right?
right,
And so if Tabatola is coming, the reuniting of the twin placentas, right?
Yes.
And we align with and we interpret that right, that it's all about our sun, our solar system, Sirius, and the galactic core aligning. That's the bottomless pit.
Mm.
Time, space, energy, and matter. Because what do astrophysicists call it? A black hole.
Right.
But it's
Black
really
hole.
a black star.
That's right. You broke
Really a
that
black
down.
star,
Yes.
right? But its relation to space time, it appears like a hole, like an abyss,
Like a
right?
bottomless pit.
Like a bottomless pit. That's what it appears like.
What's the relationship between that and the third eye atlas?
Well, I think Third Eye Atlas. Prior to Third Eye Atlas, most astrologers, most people that did study the stars, were their perspective
Right.
of what didn't go beyond Pluto.
Right.
Their perspective didn't go beyond Pluto.
Pluto. Right.
Their
Stop there.
yeah. Three Eye Atlas has made us have to calculate for the Kuiper Belt, for the galaxy, where it was coming from within the galaxy, where is it heading to? It's a galactic. It ain't bound to our solar system through its gravitational relationship with the sun. And so if you calculate Three Eye Atlas and study it, you gotta think galactic. So Three Eye Atlas helped us broaden our awareness intergalactically. How many people do you know that were astrologers specifically that thought beyond Pluto before Three Eye Atlas? I don't know that many. My astrology teacher didn't think beyond Pluto too much. Who was the next elder? He's an ancestor, Baba Kofi. Salute Baba Kofi. But he's one of them North Philly elders from the earlies.
Yes.
He was Imani Zen Ra's elder. So Imani Zen Ra, as beautiful and shining star as she would go sit up under her elders and be humble and listen to their guidance. And one of her favorite elders was Baba Kofi. That's the man. When I
I
came here to
remember
Philly.
Kofi
Yeah, that's right, because you
from
said
Union
you're bored.
Station.
No. Kofi, he was here in Philly.
He had the bookstore,
He had a bookstore. Yes.
and it
Kofi.
wasn't in Union Station that AA used
No.
to go to.
No, but he did work with your boy, A.A. Rashid.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's that. He's a legend.
He's a legend, Baba Kofi.
Baba
So
Kofi
my
spoke high. Yeah.
astrology teacher, I had the opportunity to study with this man up under him, right?
Right.
Gave me the foundation of, studying the stars astrologically, right? But he ain't think beyond Pluto. Shit. It wasn't until Three Eye Atlas that ones said, you know what, we gotta think beyond Pluto.
Right.
We gotta calculate shit beyond Pluto. Because we beyond Pluto.
Beyond Pluto.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
not to get off a topic, but I wanted to mention this earlier when we were talking about the eclipse cycles. February 2026,
Mm,
28 degrees Aquarius,
mm,
the Aquarius Leo axis.
mm.
So we looking at February 27, but we had something kick off in February 26th as well.
Mm,
I just wanted to throw that in there.
I could feel it. I think we're all feeling it,
Mm-hmm.
because also you got to remember too, let's say we look at the early degrees of Aquarius. What's there? Pluto. We was just talking
Mm-hmm.
about Pluto.
Yeah.
Pluto's at what degree Aquarius right now? I don't have my chart in front of me, but it got to be 1 or 2 degrees Aquarius. I mean, yeah, Pluto got to be there. So that means when the sun, Jupiter and Pluto are in opposition right now.
Right.
The sun was just in opposition to Pluto on that axis you're just talking about. This Leo Aquarius axis
Mm-hmm.
is why our leaders going through their shit.
Right.
This is why I guess we're going through our shit, right?
Are we being tested or prepared?
I think it's both.
Both. Okay.
I think it's both. Yeah. They say what they say, many are called, few are chosen,
Chosen. That's right.
right? So it'll be like, how many people can walk up to the gate of Zion
Whew.
and choose to walk through?
Mm. Not too
How many?
many, right?
Because their guilt, their shame, their unauthentic self
Right.
can't take that step. They're not gonna go. They're not. You know. We're
Right.
all like, give in to your authentic self. That's what I would say.
Mm.
Don't accept it. Don't let what your fears about what other people might think or feel about your authentic self or whatever.
Yes.
So what? Because
Mm.
the thing is, like we say, you earned your time of birth, right?
That's right. That's right.
So what one way we can interpret that means God made you specifically how you are for a reason.
Mm. That's
They,
right. Don't don't
like,
be don't be don't be ashamed of whatever.
don't be ashamed of it.
Don't shun it.
No,
Right.
don't shun it. Like, whatever reason your authentic self is the way it is, be that, exemplify it,
That's right.
give thanks for it, and shine it, be it.
Be it.
Why not? Shit, because when, again, reflecting back on my 20s and 30s,
Yes.
when in that Schwarzenegger movie age, the Terminator and Escape from Mars and all that, right? We had such a scary dystopian. That's been a big theme for this year too.
Yeah, very big.
We had such a dystopian apprehension of the future. And be able to say, you right here, right now, you a KT alien in 2026? How blessed are you?
All right. You are here.
Fortunate are you?
Right. That's
Like,
right.
don't take it for granted.
Do not take it for granted.
And, that's earned you the right to just be who you gonna be. Shit. You
Definitely.
here, you right here, right now, in this space time, be your authentic self.
Right. Because you made it this far. So you might as well be who you are.
Exactly.
If it didn't serve you, you wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
Yeah. So shine.
Exactly. Wouldn't be. So,
Facts.
yeah. That's what
Yeah,
we got
so
to
we
share on the eclipse like this. And what's inspiring on the eclipse today is that is the beginning.
right.
This is the my will,
The my will.
the eclipse in Leo.
Dope.
And I would say the best thing to do with my will is to have the intention to align it with thy will.
Okay.
Align your will.
With
Excuse me.
the will of the
The
Most
Most
High.
High. And how do we, like, if you say, what keyword will we be activating to do that? Service.
Right.
Helping your community, helping your family, seeing yourself more than just an individual and doing for self.
Right.
Be of service. Help your brethren, help your sister, help your mama, help your baba, help your children. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with that. And if you get to February, right, for the thy will, we serve right, we do right. From this eclipse to February, give thanks. It'll
Mm-hmm.
be interesting what we harvest in February.
Yes.
Tucson's in February too.
Yeah, Tucson Gym Show. We
Yeah,
gotta make
yeah,
that
yeah.
happen. This February.
Yeah,
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 that's a
yeah.
ritual for
Yeah.
pull that off.
So, yeah. Because
So as I
why I
see it,
mention
mm-hmm.
that, right? I do think it's important for us being the, we say, indigenous Black community of America. It is important for us to be present at those big global convergences
Yes.
because those gym shows are in, like, if you take the shine of the gems out of your eyes, just
Yes.
look at it for what it is. It's an international convergence. It's people from all over the world coming together for a common love, and that's the love of the earth. Okay?
Right.
And so you'll meet who we meet and interact with at these international convergences for the love of the earth. It's important. It's important.
Right.
Like, don't take our presence for granted. Don't
Trying
take
to
our
tell you.
don't take our contribution for granted. Don't take our presence for granted.
That's right.
Things matter, right?
It matters. It matters. I
It does.
promise you.
It matters. Yes, it does. It matters to the earth. If there's, like, if you know how we want to make the world a better place, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's through building community in them places. Yeah,
Right.
that's like that I know. Because there's a brethren from Hawaii. I met him in Tucson. There's a sister, another Sabi student, but she studied the mushrooms with him. I think she's in that Chi-Town area. She studied the mushrooms.
Okay. Is it elder?
I said, no, young sister.
A young sister
Yeah,
out of the shy?
I think so.
Acacia?
That might be her. That sound right.
Yeah.
These are the type of ones you'll meet at them gym shows.
Oh yes. Acacia, I believe it was Acacia Lewis. And I
Yes.
met her. We met her at the psychedelic conference. And then
Yes.
she came out to the gym show.
Yes.
Yeah, she's rare. She's
Yeah.
definitely one of them ones.
One of them ones.
Mm-hmm.
You meet all kinds of ones who, like, if you want to say, you communing with them, you relating with them, it's making the world better.
A better place.
You seeing the bright future. You seeing the bright future we all want to see.
Right.
You meet them ones, them kind of ones at events like that. You know? Walk away with a jewel or a gem you can keep in your pocket to remind you of being in that space time, you know? That you
Right.
might share with another. You might just keep for yourself, you know? Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, yeah.
that part.
That part.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we will have some good news in the very near future. Y'all make sure that y'all tap in if you want to hear more from the legend. Because
Mm,
to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, we went over the eclipse, but
mm,
our next conversation is probably going to be off of YouTube. We're going
mm,
to go over the predictions that were made in January,
mm,
and then
mm,
we're also going to forecast what the rest of this calendar
mm,
year should look like,
mm.
what we should be looking for. We're going to
Yes.
qualify, though, the predictions that have already come true, and based off of that, then we'll lead it
Mm,
into basically giving you the forecast for what the rest of the calendar year is going to look like and what you should be doing to
mm,
be in alignment with that energy.
mm.
So
Well,
I'm going to land our
I give
plane
thanks
right
for the
now.
opportunity. I give
Yes,
thanks
go.
for the opportunity to build with the KTL community. I don't take it for granted. I know we rocking with the best.
You
You know,
already.
isn't
You
that what
feel
you
me?
say? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
you are
yeah.
now
Big
rocking
thanks.
with the best. You done
Uh,
know.
uh, uh,
And I
uh,
gotta send you our
uh,
new album. We got some new
uh.
sound word frequency we
I
put
would
out
love
called
it.
Voltron.
I would love it.
Yeah,
I
me
think
and
I heard
Blue.
it. I
You
heard
ain't hear the
Voltron.
album though.
I ain't hear the album, no, but I
Nah,
did
you ain't
hear
hear
the
the album.
song.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah,
nah.
yeah. I did.
You heard
I
that
did get.
intro.
Yes.
Yeah, feel me? Look.
Uh,
This G host right here. Matter of
there you
fact,
go.
he's so on point, and he could co-sign. And we didn't make this. We didn't make this. He literally texted me when you brought his name up earlier, and
Mm,
now he's in the chat.
uh.
So
Luke Brethren.
yeah, we was bigging you up, G host, when you were
Uh.
talking about the 26th. When you
Yes.
were in a ATL in December, I would think it was the winter solstice, and we
Yes.
all linked up. Ross Ben, Ra Aku, you was
Yeah.
in the building. This is who I went to Columbia with too, Ross Ben. We wound
I
up
know.
going to Columbia right after
I
that. You
vision
know,
that.
yeah.
And I do have to say, I do have to say thank you, Red Pill, because I had heard of the Brethren Ra'aku for a long time. And I
Yes,
knew some of his students, but I never got to sit in the flesh and build with him. Real. You know what I mean?
yes,
And you open that portal. And even though I haven't built with him since then, I really do cherish that opportunity to sit and hear his, you know,
yes,
vision
sir.
of the cosmos and how
Yes,
he thinks
sir.
and how he moves. And it was very impactful on me. I was thinking about Raku yesterday, as a matter of fact,
That's beautiful.
and reflecting on having the opportunity to build with him. And
Yes,
so I do want to say thank you for that, because that was important. Us coming
yeah. I
together
made it
and building. That was at the beginning of 26. That was important.
26. That was a classic, and I don't
Mm,
think enough people even realize. I might have to put that video on my YouTube because
You do.
yeah, I'm gonna have to put that up and let people see which I was on.
Because I will say, not wanting to sound braggadocious or nothing like that, but I did call a lot of what we're seeing today.
Oh,
Specifically,
you most definitely did. You was hitting
yeah,
3-pointers.
yeah, specifically the earthquake swarms.
The earthquake swarms. The
You say that
earthquake swarm.
wasn't going to just be an earthquake. It was going to be an earthquake swarm.
Ooh. And I gotta add this on because
Mm,
G Host is in the building, right? Check this
mm,
out. The earthquake that just happened in Colombia, right?
mm,
They
mm,
swore in the president, who's basically a puppet of Is It Real? When
mm,
we went to Colombia and when we witnessed Colombia, it was under the leadership of a president that was somewhat of like a socialist. He was friends of Palestine and all of that, right? The president did his inauguration in Cali. This is the first time ever that the president had an inauguration in Cali. Cali is where melanated Afro Colombians reside, and they did not vote for him. He
mm,
took it. He took the capital from Bogota, right, and then he brought it into quote unquote Cali to do his inauguration.
mm,
Right. 2 days later, they had the earthquake,
mm, mm, mm,
which was similar to what happened in Venezuela.
mm,
Venezuela being under the control of Is It Real as well,
mm,
and then the president is saying that he's closing all of the embassies in all of the countries that are basically not down with Is It Real? So
mm,
it's like
mm, mm,
there's a lot of things going on in that
mm,
hemisphere.
mm, mm,
And yeah,
mm,
earthquake swarms. There
mm,
was a time when the one hit in Venezuela, I believe, there was the ring of fire got activated. Now
mm,
Venezuela's not in the ring of fire, but the ring of fire literally was activated and then it hit over there in Venezuela,
mm.
you know. So yeah, we just observing things, but you
Yeah,
called
yeah,
that
yeah.
out.
We paying
You
attention.
predicted that.
We paying attention with the KT aliens having fun.
Gotta get on Poly Market, man. God damn.
That's the next step. Yeah, you're right. That's the next step.
I
So
have a
that,
student that built their own version of Poly Market called Post Market. I gotta put you
mm,
on to her.
yeah,
She
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Because you know what? It's time that the community cashes in on what we know.
that's right.
Not just, one nigga hit the lottery. No,
Right.
we build in this, what they call it, the something market. The,
Hmm.
what they call that market?
Uh well,
Uh,
we call it the Bizarro Bazaar.
nah,
Um
nah. The speculation market.
the speculation market.
Speculation market.
That's right.
We can
Speculation
all
market turned
cash in
prediction
on
market.
we can
Right.
all cash in on the speculation market
That's a fact.
using
And that's clean
astrology.
money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
That's green. That's clean.
it won't just be one nigga hitting the lottery.
Right.
It'll be all of us hitting the lottery at the same we say at the same damn time.
At the same damn time. At the
Uh, uh,
same
uh,
damn
uh, uh.
time.
At the same damn time.
Getting
That's the next step, Brethren. We have
you
to do it.
already.
We have to
Okay.
bring wealth and prosperity
To the people.
to and to the KT aliens.
To the KT aliens. Man, I'm so invigorated because I was in a
Mm,
I was at this convention and it was all about this wealth transfer and I saw a lot of people and they looked healthy, they looked wealthy. A lot of commerce was taking place. Just the ionosphere was charged up with abundance.
mm,
And I want us all to experience that. We don't have to
yes,
be at that convention to experience it either. The
yes,
power is in the people and the currency is in the current. You know what I mean? So
yes,
when we gather, it automatically creates a sea of current.
yes.
You feel me? It automatically creates a sea of current. And all we have to do is literally draw from that current and we
Mm,
create currency. So the conscious industry, more so than the conscious community, is something that I would love to explore with the family. The marketplaces and things of that nature that we could all build out. Many of us have products and services because at the Invest Fest, this was what I saw that was dominating the marketplace. Crystalline copper-based jewelry and gemstones, and people that were dealing with the body massages. The masseuses took over the marketplace. I literally walked by 10 different masseuse tables and whatnot, and these were not they didn't have the chairs, they had the tables. They had people laid out in their underwear getting quote unquote healing hands. I had a session on Juneteenth, and there was like the sound system on Juneteenth was so perfect, right? We were in Piedmont Park, and the sound system was it was just like you could hear it crystal clear miles away. So when they was working my body and I was screaming, nobody heard me. That's how much they was going in on my body. It was a lady from Chicago. She was hitting parts of my body that I had no idea that I even had feelings in. And I wasn't yelling out of pain or nothing. I was just
But you were
yelling
releasing the tension.
like when it feels good, it feels good. Like hey, I'm not gonna withhold
Right.
yeah. But they didn't have enough music loud in the Invest Fest, so I walked past them tables. I was like, y'all not about to have me yelling up in this bitch. I'll catch y'all. Yeah, give me your card. I'm gonna catch you in your but yeah. Self-care.
Yes.
Because the entrepreneurs, they need self-care because your most important asset is your body. Health is wealth. The most important asset is the body. The people who are running around doing stocks and doing all, they don't know that's not their profession. That's not, but they're more than glad to pull up and get the type of self-care that they deserve so they could go ahead and enjoy their resources and their families. And then when it comes to the jury, so many people are turning to the stones and to the copper in places that I've never thought that I would see that. And that's how it's taking place.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Wellness centers. The wellness industry hit $1 trillion and surpassed Big Pharma the other day. I'm just throwing that out there. And there's so many different forms of wellness. You don't have to saturate. It will not be crowded because there's levels of wellness right now. There's wellness centers. There's diets. There's way to show people how to eat. There's these sound bowl healing. There's so much. I mean, I'm not telling everybody things they don't already know. But I would say to the family, know your worth. They need you more than you need them. So with that being said, I'm going to end this transmission. It will be continued. We will be bringing some good news to the family. We just wanted to, get you guys right for this solar eclipse. Now, I don't know everything, but I know two things that I could do right now. I did this already. I did one of the two. I'm about to do the second one. One, you could write on a piece of paper all of the things that do not serve you, all of the things that you wish to banish, all of the things that you don't want in your life. This is about detachment. This is not about manifestation right now. This is not about manifesting a husband, manifesting some bread and whatnot. This is about detachment. This is about letting some things go.
Let it go.
You burn that paper, preferably outside. Don't do it in the crib. You don't want to smoke it up. And then, of course, the second thing that I would suggest is a bath. And you are open to put whatever you need to put in that bath, but this bath will be the equivalent of the burning or the purification. Everything comes off of you. There's detachment that goes on in this bath. There's relationships that you might want to let go of, friendships, frenemies, all of these things. Paper in the water, fire in the water during this solar eclipse, amongst some other things, but not manifestation right now. You don't want to start anything. You don't want to start no business right now. You don't want to cut no hair right now. You know, I mean, you might want to detach from the locks or the fro or the Caesar. I don't know. But, you know, new things are not recommended during the eclipse.
Mm.
So I'll just leave it
Thank
at
you.
that.
Give thanks.
Yeah. That Epsom salt bath.
Mm.
Yeah. That blue lotus in the bath and all of that. You know, that patchouli oil and
Mm,
that part.
mm, mm, mm,
Yeah.
mm.
I would recommend that. But yeah, man. And it's also a new moon as well. Yes. And there's an alignment of the stars.
Yes.
That's also going on. If you
Yeah.
have the trajectory to see that, I would
Yes.
definitely say, yeah. If I were anybody out there, it's the Perseid meteor shower tonight. You could
Mm,
stargaze and whatnot. Play some sound bowls. Play the Voltron album. This is
mm,
definitely the night to tap into some bars
mm,
and to some
mm,
high frequency music and whatnot.
mm,
Scan that QR code that, right over there that says KTL in the middle. That'll take you to the website to go ahead and get. It's a digital download. It's not on the streaming platforms. It's from it's straight to the it's from farm to table, you know what I mean?
mm,
Direct to consumer, ladies and
mm.
gentlemen. So yeah, with that being said, do you have any words that you want? And make sure to support the good brother Ross Ben. That is his Cash App right there with the money sign in front of it. We haven't seen our brother in many, many months. This is a great way of telling him that you miss him. This is a great way of letting him know that he is on the right path and whatnot. As he said earlier, he's been in solitude, dealing with healing and dealing with centering him oneself and whatnot. So, you know, let's just show the good brother love. And
Mm,
you know, love is we vote, you know what I mean? Love could be translated through Cash App.
mm, mm, mm. Well, thank you, brother. Thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
KP Aliens. Know the ledge. What an honor to be here with y'all during this eclipse. Mm, mm, mm. I'm excited for us all. We got a glorious future in front of us.
Yes.
And give thanks. Gratitude is the attitude
Gratitude
that
is
we should
the
all
attitude.
have right now.
Gratitude is the attitude.
Why?
Talk about it.
Because it's 2026 and you still alive. You still a KT alien in 2026. Don't take
Woo!
that for granted.
That part.
That part. To love, honor, and respect, Red Pill. Salute to your family. I haven't talked to the Blue Pill in a long time. I miss them. Give them my respect.
Most definitely will.
And
I most
yeah,
definitely will.
we will build.
Yes, we will.
All right,
Peace.
brethren.
Yes, peace, King.
Salute.
Salute. All right. Yes, yes, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna leave you with like one or two videos just to put the cherry on the top. And I want to say thank you all for your time and your presence. This was a 3 hour and change, and we thugged it out. And that means a lot to me, bro. For real, for real.
Alarm, mark your calendars, do whatever you got to do to remember August 12th, because there are 5 major cosmic events that are happening all on the same day. We have a 6-planet parade, a new moon, a total solar eclipse, and also the peak of a meteorite shower, as well as the completion of the Lionsgate portal. Yep, you heard that correctly. August 12th is packed. It's so packed. And if you want to go much deeper into how to work with the energy, the symbolism of the new moon, the eclipse, I have a new moon masterclass that you can get instant access to, and there's a link in my bio for that. So let's talk about what's happening on August 12th. First, before sunrise, we have a 6-planet parade that is Jupiter, Mercury, Mars, Uranus, Saturn, and Neptune. They're all going to appear across the morning sky. Now, they're not literally forming a straight line in space. It's just the alignment and how we see it from Earth. And some will be visible with the naked eye, and others are going to need like an optical assistance, a telescope or something to actually be able to see it. We also have a new moon in Leo. And this isn't just any new moon, because this new moon in itself is part of a total solar eclipse. That night, the meteorite shower is also going to reach its peak. And this year has been incredible because it's happening right around the new moon, which means that the sky is going to be super, super dark and the meteorites are coming through bright and beautiful. Under ideal conditions, the meteorite shower is going to show over 100 meteors per hour, depending on where you're located and the pollution and all that stuff as well. Number 5 is where the astronomy and spirituality meet. August 12th marks what many modern spiritual practitioners recognize as the completion of the Lionsgate portal. The Lionsgate window is commonly observed from July 26th up until August 12th, with the peak thought to be August 8th. So think about the symbolism of everything that is converging around this moment, around this day. A new moon representing new beginnings, an eclipse meaning temporary transformation from light, and meteorites sparking the sky bright. 6 planets in alignment, and the closing of an energetic portal that so many of us has been using to set intentions, manifest, and truly to transform. Whether you believe in these celestial events or not, they're all simply powerful markers, and now it's a time to ask yourself, who am I choosing to be as I step forward in my life? Because manifestation isn't about asking the universe for something. It's about becoming the version of you who is available to receive, to hold, and to experience it. August 12th feels like such a beautiful intersection of endings and beginnings. Look up at the sky, pay attention to it. And if you want to intentionally work with the new moon and eclipse energy, come and join my masterclass. You have live access to it right now.
And I don't say that lightly. There's a total solar eclipse in Leo, and it's not a routine one. August 12th is going to be the most life-changing day of 2026, and I don't say that lightly. There's a total solar eclipse in Leo, and it's not a routine one. It's the first eclipse of a brand new cycle, the first in almost 20 years. This one doesn't nudge your life, it redirects it. Every sign feels this, but if you have Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, or Aquarius anywhere in your chart, you're getting the heaviest version of this. Here's the part nobody prepares you for. If you've been feeling stuck, this eclipse is exactly what you need, exactly what you asked for. It sets off a 6-month transformation that moves your life in a completely new direction. A lot of you are going to have to walk through something dark to get you there. The days before and during this eclipse, old wounds come back up. Relationships you thought were over. Things that you buried years ago that suddenly won't stay buried. Your emotions, they feel volatile. Lonely 1 hour, angry the next, numb after that. You're not falling apart. You're being emptied out. Think of the phoenix. It doesn't rise pretty. It burns first. This is that. This is the dark night of the soul. And it's happening because you can't carry 20 years of baggage into the life that you've been praying for. So what's coming up right now isn't punishment. It's purging. Old cycles, old pain, old versions of you that were built to survive something that you're not living in anymore. It's all being pulled to the surface so you can finally set it down. And you're going to notice that you're looking around at your old life differently this week. Seeing what you don't like, what you've settled for, who you've been tolerating. That's the eclipse showing what's leaving. Because on the other side of this, the opportunities come. The solutions come. The doors open in a direction you couldn't have planned. Your August destiny reading breaks down exactly where this eclipse lands for your sign. And it comes with a ritual I wrote specifically.
The sun's rays are obscured. And eclipses are full moons and new moons on steroids because they are lunations that occur. So eclipses are kind of when all hell tends to break loose, okay? If I haven't seen you since yesterday, you don't know who I am because I'm an entirely different person at this point. I am living multiple lives within 24 hours. Happy eclipse week. Happy eclipse week. Happy solar eclipse in Leo, right? Let's talk about the anatomy of a solar eclipse, okay? So because of the very magical geometry between the Earth, Moon, and the Sun, a solar eclipse is when, from our place on Earth, the sun's rays are obscured. And eclipses are full moons and new moons on steroids because they are lunations that occur with the nodes. This is a solar eclipse. that is conjoining the south node in Leo. And the lunar nodes are basically points in space where the moon and the sun's path cross each other, okay? Eclipses happen when either the moon or the sun are overshadowing each other, obscuring each other's light, right? So eclipses are obstructions of the sun and the moon's energy. And when the light from the sun or the moon is temporarily obscured or overshadowed, the sun is about our self-expression and how we manifest our life purpose. It's the source of our individuality, our core life force, our core life essence. It is our self-image. These things are drained because this is where the south node is. The north node really magnifies the sign that it's in, and the south node almost spirals and breaks down the sign that it's in. And together, they represent the directions of destiny that are currently activated, right? So right now, the south node is really breaking down the significations of Leo, which is about how we exert ourselves, how we receive power. And so this week, you really might be thinking a lot about giving up. You might be feeling like you're being pushed past your natural limitations. And perhaps you're almost really tempted to entertain the possibility of the easiest way out of whatever tension or stress or problem that is being eclipsed, right? Whatever is coming to your vision right now, coming into your field that feels stressed, that feels magnified, that feels over the top, all right, this is going to be your eclipse cycle story. And this is going to be something that plays out over the next 2 years.
Let me tell you something, soul family, black sheep. The game has shifted. We are now in a heightened timeline. Opportunities, synchronicities, an electric energy in the ether, CERN being shut down. This is our time to quantum leap. I promise you now, this is our time to quantum leap. What you've been waiting for, what you've been desiring, what you want is all available for you if you're ready to claim it. But you gotta know that you are anointed with the Christ oil. You gotta walk like Jesus, like Joshua. Everything in your environment you've got to handle as if you was the Most High. Understand, understand, overstand, you're a fractal of God. This is your time to lead your family, to cut the karma that has been following you for so long. Take advantage of this 888 Lionsgate portal and this eclipse tonight. Watch it with no glasses on, no UV protectors. Babylon are trying to stop you from getting them light codes. I need you to comment black sheep if you resonate with my energy. I'm going to take you on a 7-day upgrade on August the 24th. Live every day. This is for the ones that are feeling my cool. This is for the ones that know that everything is shifting now. We are in a high vibrational portal.
Bruh, you heard the bruh, right? You heard the bruh, you heard the sis. Now is the time. You feel me? Now is the time, y'all. Let's take full advantage of it. You smell me? Yeah.
Got the gods excited as I'm strapped up in my captain's chair. Autopilot, spacecraft, I don't have to stare. It's called arrival. Pass through natural wear and crack the atmosphere. The daddy's here. 10 foil hatters that were gathered there just clapped in chairs. Left the faculty at NASA scared. Donald Trump started acting weird. He just sat and stared. I hit up Billy Carson for a chat. We're galactic pair. Grab the bear. Acid in the chalice full of dragon tears. Cone-headed, 12-foot giant with a gold melon. Native suit. Ants-eyed Christ that the Catholics fear. Universal soldier.
A little bit of sound, word, frequency before we land the plane. Like I said, that Voltron album is waiting for you. One of our best works of art in a very long time. Make sure you tap into it. It is definitely a paradigm shifter and, in my humble opinion, album of the year.
We the collective of the art, the thinkers, the doers, the knowers, the architectures of the art. Triple dark, moon protectors of the hearts. Triple dark, mega yachts, 444 megawatts. Firm biz, nature, Foxy, AZ, Don Escobar, moving megatons, mega bucks. 444 megatrons, they call mega bus. Went from Sega bus and a mega bus as we embark upon a hero's journey. Opening scene in Carlito's Way, laid out on a hero's gurney. Staring off afar into the canopy of stars, unto Atlanta, me on Mars. Mama, my third eye active, cat. Seventh heaven, open up the third eye atlas. On the third eye Thursdays, Voltron form with bird's eye wordplay. Via the third eye persons in third grade. Revenge of the blurred days. Big Mensa, mixed with the elixir serpenta. Welcome to the center of a mentor.
Got the clouds excited as I'm strapped up in my captain's chair. Autopilot. Spacecraft, I don't have to stare. It's called a rifle. Pass through natural wear and crack the atmosphere. The daddy's here. Them tinfoil hatters that were gathered there just clapped in chairs. Left the faculty at NASA scared. Donald Trump started acting weird. He just sat and stared. I hit up Billy Carson for a chat. We're galactic bears. Grab the bear. Acid in a chalice full of dragon tear. Cone-headed, 12-foot giant with a gold melon. Native suit, ants-eyed Christ that the Catholics fear. Universal soldier, the predator. I'm traveling the galaxy for challenges. You clash with me, I'll scrap you there.
Hey.
Can't beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sink 3-pointers, money shots, all net, all vets. Bumps we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept a storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting on magnetic fields and interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and development like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube and fade to black, yeah, the truest hue. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual Clarence 13X, a worthy guess. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree in the wilderness of North Mex, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson.
The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers. Fabric softener, jive turkeys popping 5 perkies, playing with keys. The Scotch stores type for that soft right. We could've caught life just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like Porsche lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, oh yeah, the scorched type. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descendant of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind that the waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom. Bless.
Crumb TV.